irrigation system needs are met locally by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett. Perfect Valley is your Valley Center pivot dealer. They don't just sell you a Valley system. They give you the service you have come to expect from Perfect Valley Bassett.
Meals come together with ease and freshness when you shop at Homeland Grocery in Springview. Save money on low prices every day on lean chunks of meat, the freshest produce, plus select quality dairy, canned and boxed goods for your family at your locally owned Homeland Grocery in Springview, proud to support the North Central Knights.
Circle B Livestock of Bassett offers a complete line of livestock needs, from feed to pharmaceuticals to livestock handling equipment. Make one stop for all your farm and ranch needs. Stop at Circle B Livestock. They are the livestock producer's friend in Bassett. From concept to completion, Hallett Construction, Scott Hallett, specializes in steel buildings, custom-built homes, additions, kitchens and bathrooms, drywall, window replacement, siding, and more. When it's time for improvements, call on Hallett Construction of Springview.
Do you know who the biggest North Central Knight fans are? Well, it's the gals at the Springview Herald, that's who. Subscribe today for one low cost and catch up on all things North Central Knights, plus so much more. The Springview Herald, proud supporter of the North Central Knights.
The Whistle Stop offers floral arrangements and gift items for any occasion. Fresh flowers and silks, plants, bouquets, sprays, and arrangements. Let the Whistle Stop in Bassett make it a memorable occasion with one of their unique creations.
We're back here on KBRB, FM 92, KBRB.net. Looks like heading to a third set in the triangular match between North Central and Ainsworth across the street, as Ainsworth and North Central have split both the first two sets after both teams dispatched Chambers Wheeler Central in two sets. Cody Gucci, Connie Lentz on the call over on AM 14, FM 106.3, and the web as they play in the third set. Here it is North Central and Riverside for a little high school football matchup, and the Knights at 0-2, losses to Ainsworth and Arcadia Loop City. Riverside coming in at 2-1. Just quickly, a couple stats for North Central. Zach Swanson through the air. He has gone 8 for 26 for 70 yards on the season through the first two games. Bo Wiebelhaus has a rushing touchdown for North Central. And it's just been a little tough to come by on the offensive side. They scored 14 against Ainsworth, but really battled some turnover problems in that game, Steve, and Ainsworth jumped out to that really big early lead and then just ran into it. You know, it was a fairly competitive game in the first half against Arcadia Loop City, but just a couple mistakes and found themselves down by about 3 scores at halftime and ended up on the wrong end of 46-0 decision to a pretty solid Arcadia Loop City team.
Yeah, you know, it's you heard Coach Ritchie talk about a couple untimely errors that they made. You know, in both those games, you can always look back and find those. Hopefully they can just kind of clean that stuff up and move forward.
Well, that's it. With a young team like this and a lot of younger kids playing, again, only 3 seniors on the entire roster, it's really about that weekly grind to get better and just learn whatever position you're playing and get fundamentally more sound, get a little stronger throughout the season, and just kind of get your feet under you at the varsity level.
That's the only thing you have control over is you. You know, you can't control anything else other than you. So, you know what? Focus on you, get better, and as a result, hopefully your team gets better.
Well, we're about ready for the kick. It's a breezy night here at Bassett. The temperature as of kickoff will get picked up real quick. The wind is strong out of the northwest, and it's 88 degrees with a northwest wind at 21 miles per hour. So the wind has switched. We've got a cold front moving in, but that's not going to be the case to get things started.
Not fast enough.
Riverside will have the wind at its back in the first quarter. We'll be kicking off to the North Central Knights. Riverside in its road white jerseys with the black pants and the gold and blue striped sleeves and pants. The dark helmets with the gold logo and numbers. And for the North Central Knights, they're in their home black uniforms on a hot night with the white numbers and letters. It will be for North Central. 2 deep back to receive, Gavin Pruitt being one of those, and the other being Chase Kotzer, it looks like, for the Knights. And we are ready to go. It looks like it will be Isaac Leslie set to kick it away for Riverside. We are underway. The kick away is a low driving kick and will go
Yeah,
through
good
the end
kick.
zone. So North Central will start at its 15-yard line. Well, that's a weapon to have, even with the wind.
You betcha. That was a good kick. That ball landed mid end zone.
So we'll get our first look with North Central on the offensive end, led by sophomore Zach Swanson. See how the young Knights do offensively. They will likely line up a double tight end to start. And you do mention, even with one of their seniors, Bo Weeblehouse, this, I believe, his first year on the football team. Or not,
First or second,
Yep. So, even the upperclassmen still fairly new to the program, as the Knights will turn, pitch it to Pruitt, trying to work left side. Now cuts it up off a good block in the middle of that line of scrimmage. I believe it was Cole Otten that made the block along with along with Bo Weeblehouse, and a good gain of about 6 yards for Pruitt.
Yeah, it was.
On
There's
first down.
a lot of room on the corner there, and he made a nice cutback.
So it'll be second down and a short 4, about a long, actually we'll call it a gain of 7. Second and 3 for the Knights at the 22-yard line. So staying ahead of the chain, 2nd and 3. Knights double tight end set. Backs are in the eye. Swanson will turn, and the hand, he is blown up right as he tried to take that handoff. Pruitt getting into the backfield and leveling him was looked like Carson Bloom. The Knights jump on the loose ball, but that was as Pruitt tried to take the handoff from Swanson. He was just erupted on by Bloom.
You know, Greg, on first down, Riverside was in a 4-man front. They sat down in a 5-man front. Somebody missed an assignment across the front.
So that'll set up 3rd and 5. Knights lucky to be able to get back on that football, as Pruitt was lit up as he was trying to take a handoff from
Back
Swanson.
in another 5-man front now.
Now they'll run the option. This one to Pruitt, and he is hit and dropped. And again, it is Bloom out there from a defensive end spot, getting in past the line of scrimmage quickly, and he'll drop Pruitt for a loss of about 3 yards. So the Knights get 7 on their first play and then go backwards 5 yards on the next ensuing 2 plays. And it will likely be a 3 and out here for North Central, and they'll have to punt it into the wind as Bo Weeblehouse will head back to punt it away for North Central. And he will get a low snap and get the kick away. It's a pretty nice kick into the wind. It's going to land about midfield and take a North Central bounce. That's about as good as the Knights could have hoped for there, punting into the wind, as the ball will be touched dead at the 32-yard line of Riverside. So the Chargers get a stop after the Knights grabbed 7 quick yards on first down, but could move it no further. In fact, went backwards. And now we'll get our first look at Caraher and company for the Riverside Chargers. 2-1 on the year.
Watch out for number 12, Greg.
Well, we saw that already on the defensive end.
He will throw him open, is what he'll do.
And has the wind at their back, do the Chargers here in the first quarter. They will get the handoff, and a good play inside made by Jackson Halleck.
Really
as
nice
he
play.
takes down Jack Molt immediately.
And, you know, Greg, the North Central Knights, they're crowding the line of scrimmage. They're setting almost 8 in the box.
Well, you know what? You want to try to take away a team's strength, and if a team's strength is running the football, if they beat you with a passing game on a windy night, tip your cap. But if you can help try to take away and neutralize the running game, I think you have to try to do what you can. They throw a little forward shovel pass, and Bo Weeblehouse blows that up as the shovel pass to Kleffner, or to Bloom rather, and Weeblehouse lit him up for a loss of about 3 on a great open field tackle right as he caught that screen pass.
Yeah, that was
pass.
He could have almost grabbed that.
Boy, what a nice play from Weeblehouse there, and I think he's working at a defensive line spot in this one. They try to go outside on 3rd and long, and Jackson Halleck will track down the ball carrier after a decent game, but it's going to be 4th down for Riverside after Molt will pick up about 7 or 8 yards on that carry out to midfield or just into North Central territory at the 39. So Molt will pick up 9, and it'll set up 4th down and 2, and Riverside showing no signs of punting the football. They are going to keep the offense on the field on 4th and short. And running quickly, they will snap it directly out to the direct snap to the back. And he's around the left end for a big gain out around the left side. Andrew Crick took that direct snap at running back. And Crick is going to go from the North Central 39 all the way down the North Central sideline to to about the 20, we'll call it the 18-yard line. That's a 21-yard gain on 4th and 2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who it was from North Central, but it looked like they had a chance to get a hold of him on the corner and missed him.
Again, Riverside going quickly as they'll run the option. Caraher pitches it out to Crick, makes a man miss, and is tackled from behind again. Jackson Halleck moving in nicely to get another tackle, but Crick will, on the option, pick up about 6 yards on first down, and now the Chargers are moving. They have the ball near the North Central 10-yard line as they enter the West Plains Bank zone inside that 15 at the 12. Second and about 4 for the Chargers. 8 minutes remaining in our first quarter of play. Knights a 3-and-out. Chargers a 4th and 2 conversion, and now down deep into Knight territory. They run the option to the left side.
Oh,
and
nice
a nice move
cut.
inside. Crick just made Swanson miss as he cut that back inside, and Crick will take it in from 12 yards out for the touchdown on the option. But tell you what, Knights had that scheme pretty well. They had taken
Missed
count of the
tackle.
quarterback and had somebody out there, wasn't a pitch guy, but just missing a tackle. Good move out there by Crick, one-on-one against Zach Swanson. Or maybe, that was
Chase
against Chase
Kotzer.
Kotzer. Yep, Chase Kotzer,
Number
not
5.
Swanson. It was against Kotzer, and it will set up a extra point attempt by Isaac Leslie as the Chargers get on the board here. The extra point attempt is up, and it is through. So the Chargers of Riverside convert a 4th and 2, and they will take it the rest of the way. So that will be a 48-yard drive for Riverside, and they will punch it in on a 12-yard option run by Andrew Crick. Your Tri-County Bank scoreboard with 7:51 remaining in the opening quarter. Riverside on top of North Central, 7-0.
Buying or selling livestock is made much easier when you buy and sell with Bassett Livestock Auction. Remember, sale day is each Wednesday, so make plans to attend or call to consign your livestock. Bassett Livestock Auction. Bassett.
Stretch your hay supply with Bradfox Grinding. Grinding hay is one of the most efficient ways to feed hay or other forages to livestock. Bradfox provides on-site forage and grain grinding service to those who wish to make the most efficient, economical use of their available feedstuffs. Call Bradfox today to schedule a time to stop and grind. For reliable, dependable hay grinding service, call on Bradfox Grinding of O'Neill. Phone 402-340-4038.
Well, Steve, it really wasn't a bad start defensively there for North Central. They got a couple plays for losses and had Riverside in a 3rd and 11, but gave up enough yards on 3rd down that Riverside felt comfortable going for it, then broke a big one around the end, and then a couple option runs.
Yeah,
and just like that, they're on the board.
Right, they went to their bread and butter, which is their speed, and started working the corners.
The kick again by Leslie is through the end zone and out of play with a strong north wind at the Chargers' back. That north wind going to usher in a drop in temperature, but we were still at 88 degrees at kickoff. We'll likely keep cooling from there, and by tomorrow we're anticipating a high only maybe in the 60s. So temperatures drop to 86 now, and that north wind at 17 as the Knights will come out for possession number 2. Gained 7 yards on their opening play, but then went backwards from there on a 3-and-out. And so now here comes Zach Swanson and company. Backs are in the eye in a double tight end set. They go with the hard count, and they look like they will get the 5 yards as they'll draw the Chargers offside with our first penalty of the game.
Yeah, good discipline on behalf of the Knights, setting still, trying to get a cheap 5, and brings up first and 5 now.
So the Knights ahead of the chains on that 5-yard Riverside penalty. Knights in their black uniforms with the white numbers and stripes and their black helmets on a hot day in September here early. Thursday night football on KBRB. Glad to have you along with us as Knights will hand it to Bo Wiebelhaus straight ahead. He's got a first down and more and lowers the shoulder. Nobody on Riverside safety.
Nobody wanted to take him on, and the safety had to take him on, and Bo was just looking for contact.
Yeah,
I think
Caden
there.
Carter got him down, but took the worst of that contact, and the gain is out to the 28-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 8 yards for Wiebelhaus on his first carry from the fullback spot. And North Central has its initial first down of this contest. Reset the chains at the 28-yard line. Knights go a little offset. Now they'll have double tight ends again, and they will give it to the second back through Pruitt. Nothing there straight ahead this time as he is taken down by Isaac Leslie from a linebacker spot. Carson Bloom also in there.
Wow, a massive humanity.
Pruitt will maybe lose a yard back to the 27-yard line, so it'll set up 2nd and 11. You can see the Knights are trying to go straight ahead. This Riverside team not huge up front. They've got a big fella in the middle and David Lozano at the nose at 225, but they get quite a bit smaller from there, and the Knights are just trying to go away from the Riverside speed. They'll hand it straight ahead to Weeblehouse. Weeblehouse trying to fight his way through, and he's hit by 2 and 3 Chargers to take him backward. Dane Schalk was in there on the play along with Clayton Kleffner, and a gain of 1 for Weeblehouse, and now 3rd and 10 for the Knights.
Yeah, not a whole lot there, and you know, Riverside's starting to collapse that interior of that line, which is going to make it even tougher for the Knights to run the ball up the field, especially up the middle. Probably going to have to look to go to the outside here before long, Greg.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, 5-man front for Riverside. They will hand it to Pruitt straight ahead, and he's got some room now near a first down. Good run straight ahead for Pruitt. He was in there behind Dooley Caulfield, and he's going to pick up almost enough for a first down. I believe he's going to be about a half a yard shy, so 9 for Pruitt. Now on 4th and short, you're most likely going to see the Knights keep the offense on the field, playing against a strong north wind. On 4th and short, they'll likely try to go for this one and pick up another first down.
We'll see who can win the battle up front now.
see if they just try to keep it with Swanson or hand it to the big fullback, what they might decide to do.
I think if I was Zach, I'd just maybe tickle and go.
And under center, Swanson with the hard count in, and they get the jump. That's the 2nd time on this drive they've gone to the hard count, and they get Riverside to jump offside. So there's another way to pick up a first down on 4th and short.
Yeah, heck yes. I mean, whatever works, whatever it takes.
Well, this, if you're North Central, is exactly the type of drive you want to try to sustain. If you can keep it moving, is churn out plays, churn out some first downs. You know, the wind is against you here in this first quarter. So try to minimize the time Riverside has with the wind at its back. So a new set of downs for the Knights into Riverside territory for the first time at the 37-yard line. Swanson pitches to Pruitt, working left. He's got a couple blockers. Oh, probably should have got that inside.
Yeah, I don't know who ran him down from the back. That was 24, I believe.
It was, yep, Caden Caraher. But, you know, that's one for Pruitt. It looked like the blockers were set up. I saw 2 North Central the backs of 2 linemen and ends and a fullback, and he could have cut inside and had some pretty good room as they had their blockers pushing to the outside, and Pruitt went and bounced it outside right into the defenders and lost a yard. It'll set up 2nd and 11. That's one got to let your blocks develop. We see that. You'll see that tomorrow night with West Holt. They pull a lot of linemen, and their running backs are patient and let those blocks develop and read off of those and cut inside or outside based on the block. They'll hand it to Pruitt again. This time,
nice cut.
Cuts it inside. Nice run from Gavin there, and he'll get inside the 35 down to about the 34-yard line. So he picks up the lost yardage and maybe 3 more. It'll be 2nd and, or make that 3rd and a long 7, short 8 for the Knights. We'll give him a pickup of about 4 on that one. So 3rd and a long 7 for North Central at the 34. 4:40 to go now in a fast-moving first quarter. Swanson turns, hands it to Pruitt again, trying to work off the right side. A good stiff arm to get around the end. He's got the corner knocked out of bounds with a first down. Excellent stiff arm by Gavin Pruitt. He stiff-armed Luke Leslie on the edge and was able to cut it up the right side then, and he takes it all the way down to the Charger 22-yard line.
Yeah, he just stuck his hand right in his helmet and just pushed him away. Nice play.
That is going to be a pickup of about, let's see, to the 22. That's going to be a pickup of 14 yards for Pruitt. 1st and 10, North Central. They hand it to Weeblehouse. He's hit immediately by 2 Chargers. In their first was Trevor Caraher. And not much there for Weeblehouse, straight ahead. 3 first downs for North Central on this possession. No gain for Bo on that carry, and it'll set up 2nd and 10.
You know, I'd like to see Bo get a little lower when he goes into that line. He's kind of going into that line standing straight up. He's a big man. He's a big target when he stands up. He turns into a battering ram if he gets lower, Greg.
The Knights have stayed in the double tight end set this entire first quarter. Backs are in the eye. Swanson turns, hands it on a little counter to Pruitt, and met immediately. Carson Bloom got into the backfield and hits Pruitt right as he gets the handoff. That's the 2nd time the Chargers have almost been in there to take the handoff, and Pruitt's going to lose 3 yards back to the 25.
About 3rd and 13.
So the Knights now faced with 3rd and long, 2-down territory with 3.5 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 Riverside here from Rock County High School. A balmy evening here in early September. What might be about 25 degrees cooler by kickoff tomorrow night when we have our second game with Westhold and O'Neill. Have an afternoon game with Stewart and Cody Kilgore. They try a first play action pass, and we're looking out into the flats.
Just couldn't get there. Not quite there.
Branson Anderson from end was the target out in the right corner on a little out route. That pass was outside of his reach, the first passing play for North Central, and it's incomplete to set up 4th and 13. Throwing into a stiff breeze, the Knights, but they will keep the offense on the field for a 4th and 13 from the 25. They need the 12 of Riverside for a first down. Knights are short a player. They may have to take a timeout here. We'll see before this 4th and 13 if they're able to get this play away. Have not seen the back judge put the hand up yet to signal time is an issue.
It's hot out there. He wants the clock to keep running.
Swanson will go from the shotgun, rolling to his left, now turns back, scrambles to his right, flips it up, and it's knocked away. Good play defensively. That was Luke Leslie from a linebacker spot on kind of a floated pass. It was intended for Cole Otten at the end spot and knocked away by Leslie, and that will turn it over on down. North Central picks up 3 first downs on the drive, gets it moving, but then a couple of running plays for negative yardage put the Knights behind the chains, and Riverside's able to get the turnover on downs. So the Chargers take over at their own 25-yard line, leading 7-0, and now Drew Caraher and company back to work offensively. Had a 48-yard touchdown drive on their opening possession. They handed up the middle to Molt, and he is swarmed under. 3 and 4 Knights hitting him there. Ont was the first to get in and slow him down, and then a host of Knights came to clean him up.
Yeah, it looks like Chase Kotzer was in on that, as well as maybe Tate Miller came from that linebacker position.
Loss of 1 for Molt. So they've held Molt to just 10 yards on 3 carries. It was Crick on that first drive around the outside that got the Knights in trouble. So 2nd and 11, ball at the 24. Quarterback Caraher will go to the shotgun. Has Molt behind him. The snap is bad. Caraher picks it up. And he
ate him up at about the 8-yard line.
Jackson Halleck gets in there. Caraher, I know, wanted to just try to throw that one away, but just did not have time as Halleck was in on him. And the bad snap is going to cost Riverside a bundle of yards back to the 11. That will be a loss of 13 for Caraher, and it was just a high snap.
Oh, Jackson Halleck and Bo Wiebelhaus were running him down, Greg.
Alex had a good first quarter. We've called his name several times from that defensive end spot. Back to throw, looking pressured, throws it deep with the wind, and just out-throws Clayton Kleffner. And it will be punt time for Riverside, most likely. And it'll set up 4th and long. The ball at the 11, they would need the 35. So we will more than likely see the Riverside punt team with 1:51 to go in the opening quarter. And the Knights hanging in there early. It will be, looks like Gavin Pruitt back to receive the punt. And again, Riverside punting with the wind. So Pruitt is standing back at his own 25-yard line. And it looks like it will be Isaac Leslie, the place kicker, that also handles the punting duties. Boy, wind really gusting out of the north right now. So he's got a strong one at his back. Just get it in the air and let the wind do the rest.
Yeah, and I watched him warm up. He's got an awfully good leg.
Punts it away. Nice spiraling kick. Angles toward the far sideline. It'll go out of bounds. It's going to cost him some yards as he kicked that one on an angle. And the official walking up and will spot it. Still walking. He is working with the referee and will mark it past the midfield stripe. So it was a much longer punt than that, but Leslie tried to angle it to the far sideline to keep it away from Pruitt. And that will cost Riverside some yardage on that punt as the ball will be placed in Riverside territory at the 39-yard line. So the Knights get a stop defensively and now go right back to work on offense. Have about melted this first quarter away.
They need to be able to take advantage of that now. They just put together a nice drive and come out with some points in the end.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Ritchie go with a little trickery on a first down play instead of, they've been running it up the middle on most of these first down plays. See if they try to play action off that. They will hand it to Pruitt. He's not able to shed that first tackle attempt as it was the big fella inside, David Lozano, to stop Pruitt after a short gain. Lozano got one big arm draped around Pruitt, was able to haul him down after a gain of 1.
Yeah, that's a pretty good battle going on in the middle of the line there between Lozano and I think probably Hunter Craven. Hunter Craven's at center, and that's those two big boys going at it.
Well, 10 carries for Pruitt already in this first quarter, so the Knights are running some plays. They've got 10 carries for Pruitt, and here's carry number 11 as he works it around the left side with a Charger draped on him. He fights forward for a couple of yards. Somebody was hanging on over there. I think that was Caden Caraher. Caden, a senior. This is a senior-heavy team. They've got 6 or 7 seniors on this Riverside team, and it's a pickup of about 2 for Gavin, and they'll set up 3rd and 7 for North Central at the 36 of Riverside. Final minute of this fast-moving opening quarter, and the Knights trail 7-0.
Yeah, I have to stand corrected. That's Jackson Halleck at center.
Ainsworth was down 12-3 in the third set as Pruitt is taken down for shots, and again it's Carson Bloom.
Yeah, blew him up about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Ainsworth was down in set 3, tied at a set with North Central, 12-3. North Central was up by 9. Ainsworth comes back to win that third set, 25-20. That was our featured matchup just across the street. Rock County High School in a triangular. As this first quarter going to come to an end here as a loss of 3 for Pruitt on 3rd down, and the Knights will wisely let the clock wind down, and if they decide to punt it to start the fourth quarter, we'll have the wind at their back. So 12 minutes in the books here from Rock County High School, the home opener for the North Central Knights. After 1 quarter of play, it's the Riverside Chargers 7, North Central nothing on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. We're back with the second quarter of football from Rock County High School after this timeout.
Tires you deserve from people you can trust. At Rock County Tire, their sales and service team go above and beyond to help you with your tire needs. For complete tire service from start to finish, call on Rock County Tire in Bassett. Phone 402-684-2200.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motors, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Get the line you've always dreamed of with K-Line. Daniel and Matt will make sure your line gets exactly the treatments it needs, exactly when it needs them, all season long. Having a beautiful lawn is easy and affordable with K-Line of Bassett. 402-684-3557.
And we welcome you back here on KBRB FM 92, KBRB.net. High school football on a Thursday night. North Central trails Riverside 7-0. After 12 minutes of football, Knights will face a 4th and 10 to start the second quarter. And Greg Kinsey, Steve Camp here with you for this matchup. And tomorrow we've got a doubleheader. Stewart and Cody Kilgore, 2 o'clock kickoff. We'll have our coaches cornered around 1:40 on FM 92, and we'll follow that up at 7 with Westholt and O'Neill.
Renewed rivalry.
Yeah, Coach's Corner kicking off at about 6:30 for our pregame coverage. Knights will go into punt formation. Bo Wiebelhaus takes the snap, gets it away. High hanging punt that will be allowed to drop, and now picking it up
that was
will
gutsy.
be Molt, and he's going to have a pretty nice return other than the fact that there may be a holding flag. But, boy, he let that one bounce, and his 3 Knights were bearing down on him. He caught it on a hop and was able to evade 3 rushing North Central players, but I think one of them got held that allowed Molt to get to the outside. We'll check the flag, and that may back up Riverside. It is a some kind of illegal action from Riverside. Not sure what that signal indicated. That did not look like your hold or block in the back. That was
Here we're going to get it. Is that
blindside block? What is that?
I think that is an illegal blindside block. I believe is
that
what
potential could be a blindside block. There is what they call on that one.
Illegal blindside block.
That's what we'll go with anyway, and
that's what we're going
somebody
with.
tells us different. That will back up Riverside to its own 6-yard line. So another penalty on the Chargers puts them back at their own 5-yard line to start this drive. Now into the wind. Back to throw his Caraher. The ball lofts up, and it's caught.
Nice
good defense That was Gavin Pruitt at the last minute knocking that away from Carson Bloom.
Yeah.
It was a good pass from Carraher. It hung up in the wind a little bit, but Bloom ran underneath it. And then right as Bloom was bringing it in, Pruitt was with him and got a hand in there to knock it away.
Yeah, and they were hand fighting all the way down the field.
So good breakup pass-wise there by Gavin Pruitt for the Knights, and it will set up 2nd and 10 for Riverside at its own 6-yard line. They didn't mind going against the wind. They'll run that option again and straight
Blows him up.
Carraher is taken down, and getting in there was Bo Weeblehouse to knock him down. And that will be a loss of about 3 yards back to the
Loss of about
3-yard line.
Was that 23, Greg?
Maybe it was.
Branson Anderson.
Branson Anderson getting in there.
I believe so.
I've got a big wooden deal right where that play was happening, and I couldn't get
Also
my head
number
around
23,
quick
Branson
enough.
Anderson in on the
So
tackle.
it will be
On the
a
tackle.
loss of 3 for
Ball on the
Carraher.
3-yard
You
line.
know, Greg, on first down when they missed that pass, I noticed Kleppner was open right up the seam. There he goes
They
again.
go for the same play, and this time they outthrow Bloom. Knights had
Pass
double coverage
overthrown,
back there,
number
had him
12,
bracketed.
intended
It
for
was
number 12,
Gavin
Bloom.
Pruitt and Dylan Benamarito who had him basically double covered. And it'll be a quick 3 and out from Riverside. So a nice job for North Central defensively. He's going to force a punt by Riverside out of their own end zone and into the breeze.
And, you know, that's good recognition on the Knights' part. They recognized the speedy Bloom was the one who they were probably going to throw to, and they just double covered him.
So it will be Leslie standing back at about the out-of-bounds line in his end zone, getting set to punt this one away. Gavin Pruitt standing at the Riverside 35. Leslie gets the punt away, low line drive punt, and Pruitt comes up and falls on it at about the 31-yard line of the Chargers. So excellent starting field position for the Knights. They forced 2 straight 3 and outs by this potent Charger team that put up 81 points last week against a pretty solid Sandy Creek team. And North Central's given up 1 touchdown, but has forced 2 3 and outs, and the Knights will take over.
And, Greg, they've had good starting field position, a 38-yard line, 31-yard line.
Yeah.
You know, just need to be able to finish those drives off, capitalize.
Well, Pruitt has got a bundle of carries already. His longest run has been 14, but he's already carried it a dozen times in this first half. We're just early on in the second quarter. They will fake the handoff. Swanson pressured, and he's going to be hit and sacked. As in there from the defensive end spots to take him down, Dane Schalk. And also in there was Clayton Kleffner. And that'll be a sack for a loss of 4 for the North Central Knights. Well, they tried that, Steve. They'd been running it up the middle, so they went to play action. But the defensive ends weren't buying it. They got upfield in a hurry, and Swanson never had a chance to even look downfield. He was converged on by both defensive ends.
Right. You know, Greg, and I think the Knights have having to do a little different scheming across the front line. I noticed Hunter Craven's over there on the bench.
They'll hand it to Pruitt.
Nice run.
Straight ahead, picks his way, put his foot in the ground, and darted back to his right. He'll get back near the original line of scrimmage, as it'll be a gain of 4 for Pruitt. Pruitt has already carried the football 13 times in this first half. We still have 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Don't tell Gavin it's 90 degrees out there, and he's got 13 carries in about 13 minutes. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Knights. Again, trying to take advantage of good starting field position. Ball at the Riverside 31-yard line. Swanson hands it to Weeblehouse straight ahead. Got a little room, find the nose tackle. Jumps in there to dive onto him. David Lozano from behind, just as Weeblehouse was kind of getting moving. And he'll pick up about 4 going forward. But Lozano from the backside was able to just kind of dive at his legs and use that big frame to pull him down. So a gain of about 4 for Weeblehouse, Bo, and it will set up 4th and 6 for the Knights.
And, you know, Greg, the first game, I know the Knights were plagued with turnovers. The second game, they cleaned that up a little bit. And, boy, I hope I haven't jinxed them now, but they haven't turned it over. You know, there haven't been any turnovers, so ball control is key here.
4th and 6 for North Central. Swanson under center. Will go back to throw, trying to set up the screen. Oh, it's tipped. That screen was set up pretty well, but it was tipped back there. I want to say it was Clayton Kleffner that got his hands on it as the lineman came free, and you knew that you could see the screen coming. They wanted to throw it just over top, but Kleffner used that big frame. He's 185 pounds, probably about 6'3 or 6'4.
Okay.
And it will be a turnover on downs.
Watch out for the big strike here. They've got Bloom set out, man-to-man coverage on the outside here.
Going into the wind, they will hand it off to Molt, but he is going to have that play blown dead by a flag, and it's another penalty against Riverside. The fourth penalty of the first half. This one a false start. Knights have not yet been penalized, and again, as you said, Steve, North Central struggling a little on the offensive end, but they have not beat themselves with penalties or turnovers at this point.
They have played pretty fundamentally sound.
7-0 Riverside, 8:52 to go in the half. Riverside now with a 1st and 15. The Chargers have gone 3 and out on their last 2 possessions after scoring on a 48-yard drive on their opening possession, converting a 4th and 2. They will fake the handoff. Caraher will keep it, and he gets around a tackler on that left side, and there he goes down the sideline, makes Pruitt miss, and he is tackled finally at the North Central 30 as it was running him down, Branson Anderson. But, boy, Caraher one-on-one on the outside. I think he made Tate Miller miss out there on the edge right about the line of scrimmage. And it will go to the 30-yard line of the Knights. And that will be a pickup of, it looks like, about, where were they, about 16 yards.
Nice bootleg.
So Caraher picks up a first down, now goes back, though. He's got a man wide open over the middle. That's caught for Kleffner for a touchdown.
That's that seam route, Greg, that's been open for them, and they finally found it. What was that, about a 30-yard strike?
30-yard touchdown for Clayton Kleffner on first down play action. And Riverside takes the turnover on downs. And 2 big plays, one on the legs of quarterback Drew Caraher, and then the big strike 30-yard touchdown to Clayton Kleffner, and Riverside extends its lead to 13-0 with 8:20 to go here in the first half. So it'll be Leslie set to try the extra point. This kick is up and through. So with 8:20 to go in quarter number 2, Riverside adds to its lead on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. It is the Chargers 14, North Central 0.
Three River Communications strives to better serve their customers of North Central Nebraska with the latest fiber technology, offering up to 1 gig internet speed, high-definition cable TV, and local and long-distance telephone service. Three River Communications, your local service provider.
Year after year, you can rely on the approachable team at Rock County Agronomy Service. They're your one-stop shop for all your ag needs, chemical, fertilizer, and propane, always backed by outstanding service and competitive prices. Rock County Agronomy Service in Bassett.
Shepherd Feeding Company of Mills is an 8,000-head commercial feedlot. They also provide a market for locally grown corn and hay. When you are looking to put cattle on feed, contact Doug Shepherd at Shepherd Feeding Company, Mills, Nebraska.
Huge thank you to all of our North Central sportscasters making these broadcasts possible. Cody was across the street for the North Central Volleyball Triangular with CWC and Ainsworth. Ainsworth goes 2-0 in that triangular. North Central 1-1, and CWC 0-2. Here it's 14-0 Riverside. And Steve, we missed last week's North Central game with Arcadia Loop City, but we got the rest of the slate for the night, 7 of their 8 games, and we'll have them on the air for every game for the rest of the regular season here. And so it's
hopefully it's a little cooler.
Yeah, I would think so. You know, we finally got that sun behind a little cloud bank, which helps on the vision side of things.
Yeah.
So Riverside on the big plays from the legs of Caraher, and then the connection from Caraher to Clayton Kleffner has given the Chargers the 14-0 lead. They'll be kicking into the wind. It is Kotzer and Pruitt back to receive for the Knights as Leslie gets ready to boot it away. He puts it on the ground on a little squib kick. Knights have to get down on it. I don't know that they did, and I think Riverside might have the foot. No, North Central did get on top of it at the last minute, trying to see who was there. I think it was getting on that football. Cole Otten right before Clayton Kleffner was able to dive on it. That ball was on the ground for a long time on a little squib kick, and give Otten credit from one of those up back spots. He was chasing after it the entire way, just couldn't catch up to it. And they just kind of kicked it into a hole, and Otten was able to dive on it just ahead of a diving attempt by Kleffner.
Yeah, here again, hopefully the Knights can keep the ball in possession and churn out some yards.
Pruitt tries to bounce it outside, uses that stiff arm again, but not this time as Jack Molt fought through the stiff arm and was able to drag down Pruitt on the left edge for no gain, maybe a loss of 1. We'll see where they spotted the ball. Originally was at the 27 7-yard line, and that's where it will stay. No gain for Pruitt.
That was a nice
Trying the
defensive
outside.
play.
Yeah,
by
you know,
Molt.
Pruitt, again, he's got a nice little stiff arm around the edge, but Molt came up from that defensive back spot and just wouldn't let Pruitt get that arm extended through his helmet and keep him off of him. He was able to fight through that stiff arm and bring down Gavin for no gain.
Knight's going to spread the field now a little bit.
Yeah, first time we've really seen the spread. 2 wide receivers in the formation. They will bring Anderson in motion and a movement before the snap, and it will be our first penalty looking like against the North Central Knights. False start is the call. First flag on North Central. Riverside has been hit with 4 penalties in this first half. Riverside 5 first downs, North Central with 3. The 3 North Central first downs all came on their second drive. They've had possession twice to start inside Riverside territory. Have just not been able to take advantage, and now with 7:25 to go in the half, they trail 14-0 to a Riverside team that put up 81 a week ago against Sandy Creek.
Ball control, key for the Knights here. Keep the ball out of the Riverside Chargers' hands, because once that engine gets going, well, they can hang a lot of points quick.
Swanson will go from the shotgun, brings Anderson in motion, hands it on a little delay to Pruitt. Nothing there as he's swallowed up by Lozano.
Boy, Lozano just manhandled his guy on the inside. Kept the leverage, kept his head up, found the ball carrier, made the tackle. Nice play by Lozano.
That'll be a loss of 1 for Pruitt, and 3rd and 16 now for the North Central Knights. Behind the chains with 6:40 to go in the half. They do have downwind with the wind at their back here in this first half. It's a strong wind out of the north. It's been blowing right around that 20-mile-per-hour mark. Glad to have you with us here on KBRB. A football triple header tomorrow. 2 games here on 92.7 and Ainsworth Burwell over on AM 14 FM 106.3. We get all 4 of our area teams on the air this week. Knights will send trips to the near side, and the snap was low. That's miscommunication. The center was snapping it like Swanson was under center, and Swanson was in the shotgun, so the center just kind of hiked the ball up like Swanson was there to get it instead of the shotgun snap. So that's just a miscommunication, and that'll cost the Knights a couple of yards as Swanson had to fall on it. And North Central will go into a punt formation, and now they have too many players on the field, I believe. Is that correct? I'm trying to count guys. Looks like 9 on the field. It's a legal substitution against the Knights. Will cost them 5 more. And they'll have to send somebody off the field.
Preferably.
Looks like it is Chase Gowecki that is going to head out. So another 5-yard penalty on the Knights. Now punting with the wind. It will be Bo Wiebelhaus standing at his own 35-yard line to receive. Trying to see who that is. High snap, and they get toward Wiebelhaus. Yeah. Great punt. Drives Molt back, makes an over-the-shoulder catch at the 28. Gets past Pruitt, now tries to cut across the field.
Watch
He's
out.
still on his feet. Knights giving chance.
Oh,
he goes. Big blocks.
That was right there. That right there is that blindside block.
Boy, just getting laid out. You know, that is a block that used to be completely legal.
Yep.
And you saw it a lot on those punt teams as getting up after getting the hit was Tate Miller. You're going to have that 15-yard penalty. What a return by Molt. Down to the 21-yard line, but as soon as he reversed field, you could tell there was a hit coming. And you know what? That's a play that used to be in the high school ranks, completely legal. It was not from the back. It was front to front, but it's one of those, they call them a blindside block now.
And
if the defender is not...
It's all in the name of safety.
It is. It's so you don't have collisions, just like we saw there where Tate Miller's upset. He is still hurting over there on the far sideline, kind of threw his helmet down, and he's still trying to gather himself. That will cost Riverside 15 yards from the spot of the foul, which is about the 35 of the Knights. So it'll wipe away part of that great return from Molt. But, wow, what moves from Molt back there. Caught that over his shoulder, evaded 2 Knights, then reversed field, and when he got to the right, they had a wall set up. And as the Knights pursued, Tate Miller got absolutely blown up here on the near sideline in front of the Riverside bench. 2 flags came out immediately, and we'll see that 15-yard penalty assessed against Riverside. So they're talking now with Coach Ritchie. They have not enforced the yardage yet, but it is an illegal blindside block, and it looks like it was Clayton Kleffner. That's who they're talking to.
I thought it was 12.
Oh, they're still talking to Kleffner anyway on the side. Is that right?
Yep, that illegal blindside block.
And it will be 15 yards and put the football back into Riverside territory at the 31-yard line. And with 5:33 to go, it is 14-0 Riverside, and the Chargers get the football back. Saw the big play strike on the last play on the 30-yard touchdown pass. And now with the ball at their own 31-yard line, back comes Drew Caraher and company. Knights will go with a 4-4 defense. Caraher from the shotgun, pressured up the middle, flips it out in the flats, and here goes the speed of Bloom down the left side. And look at the wheels. Pruitt, the only one that can get to him from that safety spot to knock him out of bounds. But, wow, what a gear from Carson Bloom.
Yeah, you know, get the ball to those speedsters in space and let them do their thing. We saw that with Molt on the return. You're seeing that now with the Chargers on the edge. They run a little deception to the one side of the field, throw it back to him out in the flat, and let him do his thing in the open. And you're right, Greg. He found another gear going down the sideline.
That's 43 yards on the completion to the 6-yard line of the Knights, where it's 1st and goal. Caraher with the pitch to Crick, trying to get outside. Pruitt tries to get him down, and then he's helped out by Branson Anderson as they wrestle Crick out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 for Andrew Crick and set up 2nd and goal at the 4. So now Riverside with 5:18 to go and the clock stop, trying to add to this 14-0 lead with 5:18 to go in our first half. Our Tri-County Bank halftime show coming up, and it will be Riverside trying to make this a 3-score game here. 2nd and goal from the 4. Caraher, they'll actually direct snap it to Crick, send Caraher out as a lead blocker. Crick cuts inside of him and takes it in for the score. So they go a little wildcat, the direct snap to Crick, and send Caraher out as a lead blocker. Caraher kind of took the worst of that going up against Gavin Pruitt, but he was able to put enough of a block on Pruitt that Crick was able to cut it up inside for the 4-yard score. And Riverside just like that. Now, Steve, you're seeing that quick strike ability from the Chargers.
Yeah. And again, went away from the Knights' inability to drive the ball down the field.
Riverside runs a player on late as they attempt this extra point. Leslie is 2 for 2 on extra point kicks thus far. Snap to Caraher. The kick is up, and it's through again.
Young man's a nice kicker.
Yeah, Isaac
Very
Leslie,
nice kicker.
very nice. Kind of a low driving kick, but he knocks that one through. And on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard now with 5:13 to go in the half, Riverside has built the lead to 21-0 on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
This is Dave Sears, Ag Loan Officer with Homestead Bank. The Ag bankers at Homestead Bank understand the risks and rewards of farming and ranching. We can help you look ahead and plan for a season of success. Stop in or call to visit one of our experienced bankers today to start your journey. Homestead Bank, member FDIC.
Springview Implement and Supply. Troy Cook for all your hardware, plumbing, and electrical supplies. And Range Farm and Commercial Welding. Troy Cook of Springview Implement and Supply. 1 block west of the flashing light in Springview. Proud to support the North Central Knights. The staff at Tall Tales Taxidermy wishes you happy sports hunting season. They are available to help you with your trophies to add to your man room or ladies' den to show to your friends. Furry, feathery, or scaly, they do it all, and they would like to work for you. TallTalesTaxidermy.com.
Back here on KBRB, we're on FM 92, KBRB.net. It's a night doubleheader here over on AM 14-106.3. We had volleyball. North Central hosting Ainsworth and Chambers Wheeler Central for a triangular. The Bulldogs go 2-0 with a great 3-set victory over North Central in the final match after both teams dispatched Chambers Wheeler Central in 2. Ainsworth won the first set, North Central the second. Ainsworth down 12-3 in the third, rallies for a 25-20 victory over the Knights' second win for Ainsworth over North Central on the volleyball court. Here it is 21-0 Riverside. The kick comes down to the hands of Pruitt at about the 12-yard line. He cuts outside, uses that stiff arm, 30-35, and shoved out of bounds on a nice kick return. Gavin Pruitt, he has been a workhorse for this North Central team already, by my count, 15 carries in the first half. And he takes a nice kick return with a use it. Steve, I think we're going to have to patent that Gavin Pruitt stiff arm.
I
That's
think
about
so.
the third time we've seen him use that.
He's got it down, and it doesn't matter whether he goes right or left. He'll
use either
He'll
one.
stick it out. I mean, he made a nice move there. He got to the outside, used a stiff arm again, and gained him about an extra 15 yards.
They'll mark it at the 32-yard line. Knights have 5:06 remaining here in the opening half to try to get on the board as they trail now 21-0. It was 7-0 at the end of one, and Riverside's put up 2 scores here in the second quarter. Swanson under center, back to throw on first down, hit immediately and is taken down. Untouched around the left end, Clayton Kleffner. Nobody laid a finger on Kleffner, and Swanson's a little gimpy as he heads over to the sideline to get the play, and he's limping just a little bit as Kleffner had an open shot on him right as he tried to set up to maybe look downfield to make a throw. He had his right leg hit hard by Kleffner, and that'll be a loss of about 5.
Well, and like you said, Greg, he came in untouched off that right side. The Knights need to shore that up. When somebody comes across your face, you always take them.
Boy, you got to get a hand on a fast defensive end.
Yeah.
Swanson now under center. We'll send Pruitt in motion. The snap is bobbled, and Swanson just has to cover it up at the 25-yard line. So, again, this is a young offense. You can see, North Central has just been so fortunate the last half dozen years or more to have 2 just generational talents at quarterback in Jacob Hurton and Dolan Pospischel. They manned the helm for 7 years and a lot of victories for this North Central team. And it is a young group now on the offensive side for North Central. Swanson, just a sophomore. You have Pruitt, I believe, is a junior. He's kind of the only one that's got some really varsity experience on that offense in the skill positions anyway. They will toss it back to Pruitt. He's trying to work behind his blocks, just nothing there. Riverside, very disciplined, stringing it out. And then in there to make the stop was Dane Schalk, but just nowhere for Pruitt to try to cut that up on 3rd and long, and it'll be no gain.
Yeah, they blew up the corner there. North Central did a nice job. They had a couple of blockers out front, but just could not move the Chargers out of the way to allow Pruitt any room on the corner.
3:15 to go in a fairly fast-moving first half of football here from Rock County High School. The North Central Knights, I believe, we're right back here at home next week.
I think Thursday
to take
night,
on
maybe.
Thursday night Plainview, another team that's off to a good start at 2-0. So we'll have that one next Thursday on KBRB as Bo Weebelhouse goes into punt formation. And again, it's the very dangerous Jack Molt standing at his own 20-yard line to return. They try to get pressure.
Good
punt away from Weebelhouse. Molt tracks it down over the shoulder at the 12 again, and now trying to work around to the left side. Knights getting knocked over, getting back up, and Molt around the corner. He's to the 40, and there he goes. Got a great seal block at the end, and Molt's going to take that one 68 yards for the touchdown on the punt return. First of all, fantastic punt from Weebelhouse. Bombed one with 3 rushers coming at him.
Caught it over his shoulder, running backwards, reversed the field, picked up his blockers, picked his way. And, Greg, there were a couple of times we could have had that illegal blindside block again.
But they held up.
They held up the Chargers. They held up and just put themselves in the way of the defender.
Did not make the hit.
Yeah.
Smart playing there because that's what you call kind of the wall. You set up the wall on one side of the field or the other on punt returns, and the extra point kick is blocked. And then Leslie has his legs taken out from under him as Jackson Halleck got in there to block the kick. But it is the Chargers, this time the dangerous Jack Molt, the 68-yard punt return touchdown. Just fantastic over-the-shoulder catch, and then the burst of speed. He started left and then rolled around back to the right again. The Chargers had that wall set up, and there was a seal block at about midfield that kept one of the Knights from being able to push Molt out of bounds down the near sideline. And once he got past the midfield stripe, he turned on the afterburners, and 68 yards later, it is 27-0 Riverside on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Orton Feed Company of Mills can help you supplement your cattle without the use of high-priced corn or cake by using economical Lumix ADM feed. From Orton Feed Company, Jason Orton of Mills, proud supporter of high school sports. When you need to find a spot at a site that's right,
Ainsworth Auto Parts open weekdays 7:30 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Phone number 402-382-3600. Ainsworth Auto Parts, CarQuest Store, East Highway 20, Ainsworth.
And we welcome you back here to Rock County High School. The North Central Knights in a 27-0 hole now to Riverside. This was a 7-0 game into the second quarter with the Knights driving with the football. Turned it over on downs, and it's been all Riverside since. This kick on the ground is picked up by Miller. Miller runs over someone.
I think
no, it wasn't Miller. That was that Branson Anderson?
30,
no, it wasn't.
33,
it was Dylan Benamarito back there. I thought I saw 13. It was 33. Dylan Benamarito lowered a shoulder on one of the Riverside kick coverage players and got an extra 4 or 5 yards out to the 29-yard line, but he just lowered his pads and ran over a Riverside player. Knights have it at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10, 2:22 to go in the half, and North Central now trailing the 2-1 Riverside Chargers 27-0 late in the half. Swanson will hand it to Pruitt straight ahead, just not much there. The Chargers are keying on number 4, as that is about close to his 20th carry of this first half.
Yeah, they are hugging the line of scrimmage. When the Knights are in a double tight set, they're hugging the line of scrimmage, and it's pretty tough sledding when you've got 8 in the box, as the Chargers do.
17 carries in the first half for Gavin Pruitt. The football at the 31 as he picks up 2 hard-earned yards there. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 27-0 Riverside leading the 0-2 North Central Knights. Knights finished 4-4 last year, just missing the playoffs, but had a pretty dominating performance in their final regular season game over a team in West Holt that did make the playoffs last year, but the Knights were on the wrong side of the points, believe 33rd in the standings, as Pruitt again nothing there. In fact, he'll maybe lose a yard back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 4 there, Dane Schalk into the backfield again. We've called his name quite a bit.
Several of those. Kleffner on that left defensive end, Lozano from the nose tackle spot, not to mention linebacker play of Leslie and company, but it's been tough for North Central. They're not able to get a lot going pass protection to give Swanson really even a chance to try to throw the football. They've had no chance to get the ball down the field. They just hand it to the back again. I don't know that was Pruitt that time. It was the second back through. Pruitt was up blocking. That was Branson Anderson, who gets the carry for about 4 yards, and it's going to set up a 4th down for the Knights, and Riverside takes a timeout here with 44 seconds left. Maybe wants to give Jack Molt one more try with punt in his hands.
Well, I think so. 44 seconds. He's proven he can take it to the house.
And if you're Coach Ryan Ritchie at this point, do you tell your punter, Bo Weebelhaus, well, try to angle one to the sideline. Let's not kick it to number 7 again. He's been, I mean, give credit with the wind at his back. Weebelhaus has just been bombing punts, and twice Maltz had to make over-the-shoulder catches running backwards.
Exactly.
With his back toward the way he wants to go, and has been able to turn around and make big returns. One of those was called back on an illegal blindside block, but he took the other one 68 yards to the house. So I wonder if you're drawing up, hey, let's angle this punt out of bounds and make them beat us with their offense.
Or they're going to really come after him, because they have been very close at getting to the ball.
So we'll keep it right here with 44 seconds remaining in our first half. 27-0. Riverside with the lead. Those of you joining us on the Kippahaw County video stream on YouTube, welcome you folks listening to our broadcast here on KBRB. Big thanks to Rock County and Kippahaw County High Schools for incorporating our call into their video streams of these ball games. As there is, 3 Chargers again, and Weebelhaus got it away. This time a fair catch called for and made. Good job getting down there was Gavin Pruitt to force Molt to make a fair catch, and Weebelhaus got another bombing punt away with pressure right in his face.
Yeah, he's put up some numbers off of his leg there, Greg. And you're right. He has been pressured every time. I'm not sure how he got that one away.
Yeah, that looked like there were going to be 2 Chargers that could almost tackled him as he was getting ready to punt that ball, but he went right at him and booted it away before they could get to him. And now Riverside, with 36 seconds left, takes over at its own 16-yard line. Good punt from Bo Wiebelhaus, and it will put the Chargers back deep in their own territory, leading 27-0. And now North Central will take a quick timeout on the defensive end to try to maybe scheme up a little more prevent defense to try to get some guys maybe back to take care of that speed of the Chargers. We're going to take a break here late in the first half with Riverside on top of North Central, 27-0.
The Ainsworth Feed Mill is proud to buy corn from local farmers because the best corn in the nation makes the best pick in the nation. And when money stays local, it multiplies time and time again. GJW and the Ainsworth Feed Mill, putting our local area first and feeding the world.
I'm John Schmatter with the Tri-County Bank. If you manage multiple business interests or a community organization, let us tailor an online business package that lets you fulfill your personal, business, and community responsibilities. TCB, 4 generations of helping you build your future together. Member FDIC.
Welcome you back here on KBRB, FM 92, KBRB.net, with 36 seconds remaining in our first half. All Riverside, 27-0 over the North Central Knights. 3 touchdowns in this second quarter on a game that was pretty tight through about the first 14 minutes. And then Riverside has broken it open. Back to throw is Caraher, rolling to his right, swings it outside. Good open field tackle made by Branson Anderson on the speedy Carson Bloom at the 20-yard line. Very good open field one-on-one tackle by Branson Anderson, and holds Bloom to a 4-yard gain on that little pass out into the flats.
Really a nice play by Branson Anderson. Recognized it, got in Bloom's hip pocket, and stayed right there and made the tackle.
That's tough to do. Bloom is fast, and
he had
Anderson was just able to trail him across the field.
Well, yeah, Greg, and what they did was they sent two receivers down the center of the field, and then you get Bloom in space, and then all he has to do is beat 3 guys. And, I mean, if 2 of them are occupied and he can outrun the other one, I'll take that any day with the speedster.
So the ball will be at the 20-yard line. Riverside calls its second timeout. They have 1 remaining. 27 seconds left in the half and a 27-0 lead here for the 2-1 Chargers. Amazing to believe that after tonight on the 8th of September, Riverside will have played half of its regular season schedule already. Just seems like it's been such an early start to the football season. They played a Week 0 game in a 1-point win over Summerland. As back to throw is Caraher, throws it outside, and it is wide. Getting one hand on it was Bloom at about the 32-yard line, but the clock will stop. That breaks a 3 consecutive completion streak for Drew Caraher. Caraher has 4 completions in this first half, but he's got those for 74 yards on those 4 completions. I told you when they complete passes, it's typically for big plays.
Absolutely. Boy, now right here you have to be careful with that opposite side throwback. You've got all this speed over here. You got to watch number 11 on the other side. Those 12 and 10 are probably going to sprint.
Back to throw Caraher, looking deep over the middle, jump ball, and it's reeled in by Clayton Kleffner, using the height of Kleffner to just out-jump Dylan Benamarito and Branson Anderson. The football at the 36-yard line of the Knights. That will go for 24 yards to Clayton Kleffner, his second catch after grabbing a 30-yard touchdown over the middle. This one he just out-jumps a couple of North Central Knights, takes it to the Knight 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was just throw it up and go get it.
So 25 yards on that completion from the 20 to the 35 of the Knights. Final timeout used by Coach Velasic of the Chargers, so they are out of timeouts with 15 seconds left. Ball at the North Central 35-yard line. 27-0 Riverside on a warm night, but we do have a cloud bank that is moving in from the northwest, and seeing if that will start dropping temperatures. As we look outside currently, we were 88 at kickoff. It is now down to 82 degrees. Riverside has used all 3 of its timeouts. They'll have a first down at the North Central 35-yard line. So just point of pride here for the Knights. Try to keep Riverside out of the end zone in these final seconds. Try to keep them in bounds if you can. Caraher throws out, gets it complete to Kleffner, and he is out of bounds after a nice gain of about 15 or 16 yards. Run out of bounds by Benamarito with 9 seconds left. He'll have a pickup of 16 yards. Good quick play to Kleffner, his third catch, and he is now over 70 yards receiving.
Do you take a shot now, or do you?
Well, you got a couple shots probably to go to the end zone. I think you have to be thinking end zone.
9 seconds. I don't know, Greg. That goes by pretty quick. But we'll see if they work the corner again, work the edge.
We'll see Coach Ritchie take a timeout to try to set up the defense here. With 9 seconds left, footballed at the North Central 19-yard line. 9 seconds remaining. Riverside trying to punch another one in here before halftime, leading 27-0.
Your meat is what matters at Holt County Locker in Stewart. Stop in and pick up perfectly marbled steaks, thick-cut bacon, handmade sausages, sweet velvety ham, Rod's famous jerky, wieners, or salami, and so much more. Appointments are available.
Turn your equipment into cash with Big Iron. Hi, I'm Logan Leonard, your area Big Iron sales rep, providing solid support for selling your ag, construction, and transportation equipment. No hassle, no reserves, no hidden fees, no freight costs. Call me today at 402-925-8184.
You can come to West Holt Medical Services for health care for your whole family. With a primary care clinic open 5 days a week, visiting specialists nearly every day, and a top-notch therapy and rehab facility, we have you covered for whatever comes up. 402-925-2811.
And we're back here on FM 92, KBRB.net for a little Thursday night football. Riverside and North Central here from Rock County High. It is 1st and 10 with 9 seconds left. Back to throw is Caraher being pressured. Hit as he throws it, and that is incomplete. Boy, he was in the pocket. Nobody around. You wonder if they're going to throw the
he threw it.
Intentional grounding there. There was nobody really in the area, and he was being pressured. The officials are looking at it. They're just going to call it incomplete.
Yep.
And they do have 4 seconds left, so time barring penalty for one more play from the North Central 19. Ryan Ritchie drew up a blitz, Steve, after that timeout to try to pressure Caraher a little. And Jackson Halleck is who we've called a lot here in this first half, just about got in there to knock him down. And now look at this. Riverside's going to go for a field goal into the wind.
36-yard.
That is correct. 36-yarder for Isaac Leslie. Going to try this one into the wind with 4 seconds left in the half. We've seen he's got the boot. The kick is down. It is up. Looks short into the wind and is short. And that will close out the first half. So Riverside misses on a field goal, but the Chargers put up 20 in the second quarter, and they will take a 27-0 lead to the half. Our Tri-County Bank scoreboard, it is Riverside 27, North Central 0. We're back with our TCB halftime show after these messages.
Riverside with Scooter Seed, a second-generation nutrition-first company that truly cares if you're successful. With our products and everything from mineral to cube, custom feed, consultations, effort development programs, seed stock supplier programs, we can do it all. That's Scott Residual with Soother Feeds, 402-358-2083.
Making car shopping fun again. Whether you're in the market for brand new or pre-owned, shop the great selection at William Crotter Company, where service is a family tradition. See them at 305 West Douglas in O'Neill, or you can find them on Facebook and CrotterAuto.com.
Jim Arnhold of Arnhold Insurance Agency in Bassett can provide you with health, life, and cancer insurance, Medicare supplement, nursing home, and disability coverage, business and estate planning. Give Jim a call at Arnhold Insurance in Bassett, 402-684-2901.
Count on your New Holland dealer, Sandhill Equipment of Bassett, to answer all of your farm equipment needs. They pride themselves on a hard-earned reputation for fair prices and unparalleled service. Visit them online at sandhilleq.com.
Concrete is a cornerstone of many building projects. Stewart Concrete, with locations in Atkinson, Stewart, and Valentine, can mix cement and water with all the ingredients to make the right concrete for the job. This mud's for you from Stewart Concrete, serving you from Stewart, Atkinson, and Valentine. Call 402-924-3644.
Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Morrison Underground Sprinkler Service of Bassett. Matt and Trish will provide you with a free no-obligation estimate for underground sprinkler installation. Plus, they service and repair existing systems, too. Phone 402-684-3558.
Don't overload your brain circuits trying to find a qualified electrician. Make one call to Painter Electric, Randy Painter of Springview. Professional, affordable, and experienced. And he has a local phone, 402-497-2086.
Big thanks to Randy and the crew. Painter Electric bringing you the broadcast on KBRB. We are at the half here from Rock County High School. It's the home opener for the North Central Knights, and they trail the Riverside Chargers 27-0 here at the break. Want to remind you here on KBRB that our injury updates this year are brought to you by Rangeland Rehab on Main Street in Ainsworth and Bassett. Your first choice for exceptional care, 387-1600. You can learn more at rangelandrehab.com. Check them out on Facebook. Thankfully, we have not had too many injuries to talk about. Maybe the only one was Tate Miller on that blindside block, getting up a little slowly in the second quarter. But other than that, Steve, thankfully on a warm night, haven't seen guys go down to cramping issues yet. But
right, yeah, I think the Knights are down a couple of starters, Tate Miller and Hunter Craven. I noticed
Craven was
Hunter's
not
over
down.
there
He's just kind of over on the sideline. But
not sure.
Yeah, he was out in the first quarter, but I don't think that ever came on a play where he was down on the field, just one where he came out of the game. So we are at the break, and on our Tri-County Bank halftime show, let's start by giving you the scoring summary in this first half with the Knights trailing the Chargers 27-0. It was a pretty competitive game through about the first 14 minutes as the only score in the opening quarter came on a 12-yard touchdown run by Andrew Crick. Isaac Leslie added the point after kick, and it was 7-0 Riverside. That came after the Knights had put Riverside into a 3rd and long and a 4th and 2 on the opening possession, but they got a big run around the end with Crick for 21 yards and then scored a couple plays later on a 12-yard option pitch to the backup running back, the senior Andrew Crick. That was it for the scoring in the first quarter. Early in the second quarter, Knights had the football in Charger territory after forcing 2 Charger 3-and-outs and just could not get anything moving offensively. They had 3 first downs in the first half. Those all came on their second drive, where they marched inside the Charger 15-yard line before getting turned away. The Chargers, after getting a turnover on down, scored with 8:20 remaining in the half. A 30-yard touchdown pass over the middle from Drew Caraher to Clayton Kleffner. The kick from Leslie was good, made it 14-0, and then that kind of opened things up for Riverside. They get a 4-yard touchdown run from Andrew Crick with 5:13 to go in the half. The kick from Leslie good, and then the 68-yard electric punt return from Jack Molt. The kick blocked, and your score at the 2:28 mark, 27-0. And the Chargers threatened again, got it all the way down inside the North Central 20, missed a 35-yard field goal into the wind on the final play of the half. 27-0 Riverside at the half. Just 8 first downs for Riverside, but they've had some big plays. 115 yards through the air on 6 completions and 55 rushing yards on 11 attempts. Pretty efficient. 22 plays for 170 yards, and, of course, the big play on special teams, the 68-yard punt return from Jack Molt. The Knights have been held to 31 yards offensively on 30 plays. 27 rushes for 31 yards and 0 for 3 passing were the Knights in the first half. So this Riverside defense getting the job done. And talking to Coach Velasic ahead of this game on our Coach's Corner, he was not happy with the way his team played defense last week in the win over Sandy Creek. Yes, they scored 81 points, but he said we just couldn't stop Sandy Creek at all. They put up 48 and basically just had to use that speed to outscore them last week. So he wasn't happy with the way his defense played. He's got to be a little more pleased holding a team to 30 yards on 31 plays.
Yeah, I would
or
think
31 yards on 30 plays.
I would think so. And, you know, I'm really curious to know how Sandy Creek put up that many points on them with Riverside speed. You know, it
must have been just physical and maybe a lot of power running.
There were a lot of
maybe
quick strikes. I do know that. So, you know, that tells me they were throwing the ball around the field or whatever. But, yeah, I would be curious to know that.
It is our halftime show brought to you by the Tri-County Bank. And whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance, go local for your home needs. Tri-County Bank Mortgage will help you get into the home of your dreams because they aren't just your lenders. They're your neighbors. So stop by the Tri-County Bank with branches conveniently located in Stewart, Atkinson, Bassett, or O'Neill. Visit tcvhomemortgage.com. The Tri-County Bank, building your future together. They are member FDIC, an equal housing lender. We'll take a break, come back here on our halftime show, go through the first half statistics in this 27-0 Riverside lead over the North Central Knights. Thursday night football on KBRB.
Rural health care from Rural Roots. Better health care for your family, from clinical, obstetrical, emergency room to home care. Greater Sandhills Family Health Care with convenient locations in Bassett, Stewart, and Atkinson.
Whether to or from the ball game, call timeout at Scott's Place in Bassett for a tank of Conoco regular, super, or diesel fuel. Faces, loaded pizza, deli sandwiches, your favorite pop or beer. Scott's Place Conoco at the junction of Highway 20 and 183 has videos, Nebraska Lottery, and Powerball, too.
Doing what's right yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Investing in our local communities is not a one-and-done project. At GJW, LLC, and Sandhills Elite Genetics, they take their responsibility to produce safe food seriously, doing their best for people, pigs, and producers.
Terps Automotive, located on Main Street in Bassett, is a proud Napa Auto Parts dealer. Your Napa Auto Parts store is where you get the good stuff for all your vehicles, from repairs to accessories. Terps Automotive in Bassett.
Back here to Rock County High School for a Thursday night football on KBRB. It is 27-0 Riverside leading the North Central Knights at the half. We have 3 games on the air tomorrow football-wise, starting at 2 o'clock. Here on FM 92, KBRB.net, the Stewart Broncos make their home debut as they will host the defending 6-man state champion Cody Kilgore Cowboys. Stewart 0-1 after a loss to a very good Sumner Eddyville Miller team on the road last week. Cody Kilgore comes in 1-1 into that one tomorrow with a win over Wallace and then a loss to Arthur County. We'll follow that one up here on 92.7 on the web tomorrow night as a Highway 20 rivalry renewed between West Holt and O'Neill. The Eagles out of Class C1 will travel to Atkinson to take on the new 11-man Husky team out of Class C2. 7 o'clock kickoff. Coaches cornered around the 6:30 mark on AM 14, FM 106.3 and KBRB.net tomorrow evening. It will be the Ainsworth Bulldogs at 2-0 taking on the defending D1 runners-up in the Burwell Longhorns. Longhorns come into that one 1-1. Should be a great one from East City Park tomorrow evening on AM 14, FM 106.3 and the web. Well, we take a look at our halftime statistics in this 27-0 Riverside lead. And tell you what, Steve, the big stat that sticks out, North Central offensively, they kept control of the football, 30 plays in that first half, but managed just 31 yards. Their 3 first downs all came on one drive where they moved the ball nicely inside Riverside territory, inside the 20 before getting turned away on downs, and that was it. Those 3 first downs in the first half, otherwise a lot of 3 and outs, and the punting of Bo Wiebelhaus tried to keep a minute changing field position, but of course the 68-yard punt return for a touchdown by Jack Mold on one of those deep punts. 27 rushes for 31 yards for the Knights. Gavin Pruitt carries it 18 times for 28 yards in the first half. He was really used as a workhorse in that first half. 1 carry for 4 yards for Branson Anderson. It was 4 carries for 13 yards for fullback Bo Wiebelhaus. 4 carries for a loss of 14 yards, including a sack for Zach Swanson. Swanson 0 for 3 through the air. For Riverside, just 11 rushes in that first half, while the Knights ran it 27 times. 11 rushes for 55 yards, 5 carries for 45 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Andrew Crick. It was 3 carries for 10 yards for Jack Molt. Knights did a pretty good job on him, and it was 3 carries for no yards for Drew Caraher. Passing, Caraher went 6 for 11, so not the greatest percentage, but on those completions, 115 yards and the 30-yard touchdown to the completion, 30 yards on the touchdown to Clayton Kleffner. He had 3 catches for 71 yards in the first half, 3 catches for 44 yards for Carson Bloom. 6 for 11, 115 yards and a touchdown through the air for Drew Caraher. 22 plays, 170 yards of offense for Riverside, 30 plays for 31 yards for North Central in that first half. We'll go over to Steve Camp now to talk about our keys to the second half. Those keys brought to you by Ainsworth Motors. If you're feeling a little power hungry, check out the inventory lineup today at your best in the West Ford store. Ainsworth Motors, our friend Brett, located East Highway 20 in Ainsworth. A great lineup right now of brand new and previously owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. They're your authorized area dealer for Aaron's Mowers and Chisholm Trail bale beds. Financing and incentive options always available to qualified buyers at Ainsworth Motors. You can see why The difference is the dealers. Well, Steve, your keys to the second half, and we'll start for the North Central Knights.
Well, Greg, on offense, the Knights in the first quarter did a nice job of taking care of the football. They put together a couple of sustained drives, ate some clock, kept that explosive Charger offense off of the field. Knights need to get back to that. They need to get back to that. Maybe going up the middle a little more with Bo Weebelhaus. They used Bo up the middle. Use him as a battering ram to try to churn out 3 or 4 yards a time, and just try to take care of the ball and keep that offense off the field. Defensively, they have to find a way to contain Molt. Molt has hurt them. He hasn't hurt them up the middle. They're just using that speed and exploiting the corners. And then second of all, I really look for Riverside to open it up through the air this second half. I think they're going to throw the ball. They're probably going to flood that secondary more like they did in the first half. And, you get the ball to those playmakers in space. And, Bloom showed what he can do in space. And I think Kleffner's another one. There's a couple others that can make plays in space. So, hopefully the Knights can maybe contain them. Keep those receivers in front of you. Easier said than done. I understand that. But, that's something you preach and something you talk about. And hopefully kids, if you give up a 7-yard pass play, so what? That's better than a 70-yard touchdown pass play.
Well, Steve, the one thing I was impressed with was after North Central kind of came out and had some success running in between the ends early on with Weebelhaus and Pruitt, the Chargers really shut that down. And you kind of knew going in for North Central, if they were going to get something done on the ground, it was probably going to be inside because the speed just too much for this Charger team from sideline to sideline. Right. So they knew they were at a speed disadvantage around on the ends, so they thought that if they were going to have success, it was going to be running straight ahead.
Yeah.
And it worked early on, but then you saw Coach Velasic make that adjustment and start pinching those linebackers and plugging gaps. And once that happened, the Knights had to try to start bouncing runs to the outside, and that's when the speed took over. And for the Knights, one of my keys is if you're going to try to throw the football, you've got to give Zach Swanson at least time to get the snap and get his feet set and look for a receiver before he's getting pummeled back there.
They're going to have to be quick passes. There's none of this, 30-yard post patterns because he just simply does not have enough time. So they're going to have to maybe work something real short. Probably the edges as they're sneaking those linebackers up and the corners are tight too. So probably going to have to work the edges with short passes.
Those are your keys to the second half, brought to you by Ainsworth Motors, your best in the West Ford store, East Highway 20 in Ainsworth. We will come back with the second half of football from Rock County High School. It is Riverside on a special Thursday night football edition here on KBRB, leading the North Central Knights 27-0 on the Tri-County Bank. Halftime show. We'll come back with the second 24 minutes of football after this.
Shop more, pay less at GMV's Market. They always help you stay ahead of your budget by offering the finest quality and great value. Make sure to check out this week's sales flyer. For the best service, selection, and savings, shop locally owned GMV's Market in Bassett.
A profitable livestock operation depends on the health quality of your herd. Chippewa Vet Service, Dr. Angie Painter, Springview, specializes in reproduction ultrasound of cattle and horses. For health care of large and small animals, contact Dr. Angie Painter of Chippewa Vet Service, Springview, 402-497-3574.
For proven, dependable, efficient, and long-lasting diesel power units, visit with the friendly folks at Northern Plains Supply. They're your Isuzu dealer in this area. That's Northern Plains Supply of Bassett.
Lewis Nursery of Springview offers North Central Nebraska customers a wide variety of flowers and vegetables. Lewis Nursery, located along East Highway 183 in Springview. David appreciated your patronage this past season, and when it's time to plant your garden in the spring, remember Lewis Nursery of Springview.
Your first choice for exceptional care is Rangeland Rehab, with locations in Ainsworth and Bassett. Physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, are trained on many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain. For appointments, call 402-387-1600. When you have construction needs of any type, contact Dave Knitzel of Town & Country Construction in Bassett. hard work, honesty, and integrity are all trademarks of Town and Country Construction of Bassett. Proud supporter of the North Central Knights.
Well, just a reminder again, a football triple header tomorrow on KBRB, starting at about 1:40 with our Coach's Corner. The Stewart Broncos in their home debut on homecoming week take on the defending six-man champion Cody Kilgore Cowboys. That'll be here on 92.7 on the web. Steve and I will have the call there. Follow that up tomorrow night from West Holt as the Huskies host the O'Neill Eagles. A renewal of that rivalry as the Huskies back into 11-man football, coming in at 0-2. Losses to Valentine and Donovan Trumbull. Eagles in at 1-1 with a loss to St. Paul and a win last week over Schuyler. On AM 14, FM 106.3 in the web tomorrow night, Coach's Corner at 5:30, and then pregame at around 6:45. Ainsworth at 2-0 hosts the state runner-up from a year ago in D1, the Burwell Longhorns, who dropped to D2 this year. Burwell comes in 1-1 with a 42-0 loss at the hands of Sandhill Thetford, but then a 46-0 win over a Medicine Valley team the following week. So the Burwell Longhorns into Ainsworth tomorrow night. First time I believe the Bulldogs have been 2-2, might be since 97 when somebody played on the football team for the Bulldogs on a 7-1 year. So I think that was maybe the last time the Bulldogs were 2-0.
That's somebody being...
Well, I don't know. Well, being maybe up here in the booth.
Maybe you?
I was. My claim to fame was not being the best football player, but you just tried to contribute.
You suited up.
There you go. So there you go. We are ready to go. Second half of football nights will go right to left with the wind, north to south, as we call it here at Rock County High School. The kick end over end will come down into the hands of the returner. That's Molt. He bursts up the right side. A flag comes in from way in the backfield, and Molt is down. At the end of that play, Gavin Pruitt makes a tackle, but Molt down, I believe, on the near sideline. He is slow to get up. And again, it's our injury timeouts this year, brought to you once again by Rangeland Rehab. Physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, trained on many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain from shoulders, neck, back, hips, knees, and feet. They also help with a variety of balance issues. 387-1600 for Rangeland Rehab.
Boy, you hate to see that, Jack.
Yeah.
You know, he got wrapped up and thrown to the ground, and then he comes up real slow, and he comes up holding his helmet, takes his helmet off and holds his head. You hate to see that. You know, you hope it's nothing with the head or neck, but you know, he's motoring around on the sideline now.
And the penalty was a block in the back by the Chargers, so it will be 1st and 10 Riverside. I'm missing my red pen to start my second half. I don't know what I did with it.
You are just in a panic up here, aren't you?
I can't keep stats if I don't have my red pen. There it is. Thank you, Steve.
Well, and I'll take over.
Not you. I got another Steve to my left.
And that was a nice tackle by Bo Weebelhouse. I'll take over while you were looking for your red pen.
I am the cream in this Steve Oreo sandwich right here between left and right. Mr. Hansen running the board, and Stevie Camp to my right. We've got a 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard gain. And back to throw Caraher, rolling to his right, being pressured by Halleck. Tries to get around the edge, throws it to the sideline. Oh, what is it? A juggling one-handed catch? No, they say incomplete on the sideline. Boy. What an effort over here on the near side from Bloom as he nearly made an acrobatic one-handed catch, but they say had a foot on the line, and that will set up 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9.
All right, we're a minute into this third quarter in a 27-0 game. Just trying to keep you entertained here, folks.
I'm still trying to figure out how I got compared to a cookie.
3rd and 9 for the Chargers here. This would be a nice stop for North Central if they can get off the field here and force a Charger punt into the wind.
Absolutely. We have about 3rd and 9 here.
Molt is on the sidelines. I believe it's Crick that is in there at running back. They're going to keep it with Caraher. Up the middle, he's got some room. 1st down and more. He's drugged down from behind by Gavin Pruitt. But a nice little quarterback run following Crick through the hole was Caraher, and he'll take that from the 13-yard line out to the 31. That's a pickup of 15 yards for the sophomore quarterback, and gets it done with his legs on 3rd and 9. Riverside gets another set of downs.
Missed opportunity defensively there for the Knights. See if they can get a hold here.
Riverside moving quickly. Caraher wants it all, looking for Bloom. Outruns a defender, makes a juggling grab.
Boy, what a catch.
Pruitt roll over him. Bloom tipped it to himself as Pruitt was right there And from the 31-yard line, Pruitt makes the tackle at the 15. That will go for a 34-yard catch. But what a play by Carson Bloom. Just an absolutely fantastic snap.
And great defense. So, I mean,
it was fantastic defense from Pruitt.
There.
And Bloom literally tipped the ball forward to himself to where he could catch it as Pruitt made the tackle. They'll go with a little read option, and Carraher has collapsed and hit immediately.
Bo Weeblehouse again.
Getting in there was Bo, along with Dooley Caulfield to make the stop on Carraher. No gain on the play. Again, Molt is out after being injured on that kick return, so it is Andrew Crick who is in there at the tailback spot. He had 5 carries for 45 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half, did Crick. Molt only had 3 carries. So it's 2nd and 10, ball at the North Central 15. Carraher, play action fake, looking into the corner of the end zone, intended for Clayton Kleffner, and that one is incomplete. Good coverage out there. Believe that was Gavin Pruitt again in coverage. Tell you what, Gavin has been all over the field defensively for this North Central team.
He has had a lot of work.
And along with 18 first-half carries, that young man better get him an ice bath after a hot night here in Bassett. 3rd and 10 at the North Central 15. Carraher runs the option, picks it to Crick. Wide open on the outside, cuts it inside, down near the goal line, and he's in. What great blocking around the left edge for Riverside on that 3rd down option run. They sealed the outside, and Carraher, when he made that pitch, there was nobody near Crick. He got outside and then cut it up inside on the defensive back who was trying to cut off the corner, and he takes it in for the 15-yard score. Riverside increases the lead to 33-0 and will line up for the extra point kick. Again, it's 35 points before you get to a running clock, and now we're going to have a false start as one of the North Central defenders showed some pressure, and that forced a little flinch from Dane Schalk, and that will cost Riverside 5 on the extra point attempt. So that is one area where the Chargers have been a little sloppy. That's their 6th penalty of the game. They had 4 in the first half for 25 yards, 2 penalties here in this 3rd quarter for 15. And now Leslie will try the extra point attempt from the 15-yard line, 25-yard attempt. This one is short, and it will be no good. So the Chargers add to their lead on the 15-yard touchdown run. Andrew Crick, his 3rd of the game. And it is now on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Riverside 33, North Central nothing with 9:38 to go, quarter number 3.
SB Auto Center in Springview handles all automotive repairs from minor to major. Does tire repair, has an on-location tire truck and 24-hour wrecker service. Does custom exhaust pipe bending, makes hydraulic and AC hoses. That's Hesby Auto Center, a block west and a half south of the flashing light in Springview.
For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. Pride Grain has a variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual marketing plan. Contact Pride Grain, a supporter of local athletics.
Tradition runs deep at the 5th-generation Smith Angus Ranch. Kent and Cameron are dedicated to providing top-quality genetics to maximize their customers' profitability. Annual bull sale at the ranch south of Bassett the 4th Friday of March. Check out their website at smithangus.com.
Back here on KBRB, FM 92, KBRB.net. Glad to have you along with us. The 2-1 Riverside Chargers lead the 0-2 North Central Knights now 33-0 with 9:38 to go here in quarter number 3. And, Steve, it'll be interesting to see if the Knights can find something offensively to kind of build on for future weeks. A little squib kick into the wind, and will the Knights get it covered up? At the 33-yard line, I believe they do. Nice play by North Central, Dylan Benamarito from the up back spot. That's another little tough squib kick into an open area.
Yeah.
That was not an easy one. Dylan really had to dive on that football, and you know how sometimes that football can kind of just squeak away from you when you try to do that, and he did a nice job to cover that up at the 34 as about 2 Chargers were bearing down on him.
Yeah, I think that's about the 2nd or 3rd time they've tried that tonight.
Every time they've kicked into the wind, they've tried that little squibber. Knights get it at the 34-yard line, double tight end set, backs in the eye. They'll hand it to the second back through. This is Branson Anderson, I believe.
Good,
nice run for Anderson.
By the sophomore.
And he'll take it out near the midfield stripe as Anderson in there at the tailback spot will pick up 5 yards on first down and set up 2nd and 5. Good hard run there for Anderson.
Absolutely.
So the Knights with the ball near midfield, see if they can get something going offensively. Had 3 first downs in the first half, all on one drive, and held to a total of 31 yards on 30 plays in the first 24 minutes. They go to the I once again with the double tight end set. Try the hard count. They'll hand it to Anderson. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and falls forward into Riverside territory at about the 38-yard line. He'll pick up 3 more. And it's 3rd and 2.
Good
But
positive
you just
yards.
see, Steve, it's just difficult for the Knights to try to generate offense. They don't have that real speedster like they had last year in Troy Reynolds and Wyatt Pruitt that you had to worry about getting beat deep in the passing game with a talented quarterback like Dolan Pospisil. You know, Pospisil was able to extend plays with his legs in that backfield. Now they're having to be more conventional and just kind of run it between the guards. They'll hand it to Weeblehouse on 3rd and 2, and he powers his way forward, still on his feet, third effort.
Keeps his feet going. Nice run by Bo Weeblehouse there.
From the 38 down to the 29, 9 tough yards for Weeblehouse there on 3rd and 2, and the Knights get a first down on the ground. A good run for Weeblehouse as he'll pick up 9 yards down to the 30-yard line, and the Knights have a fresh set of downs. Their first down here of this second half on their opening drive. 8 minutes to go in the third. They trail 33-0, but just a nice job running inside for North Central to get a first down. Now 6 in the box for the Chargers as they just come boiling in, and they are not getting fooled this time inside. They sent both linebackers into the A-gap, and it was Carson Bloom knocking down Anderson for a loss of a couple of yards.
Yeah, and that simply was more defenders than there were blockers.
Yep. You're just going to, if you're going to just run it up the middle on us, we're just going to take that away. Yep.
You know, and
trust that our speed can recover on the outside if we try to go wide.
Yeah, and that's what the Knights, they have to. If they're going to go away from that, they're going to have to go with some deception on the edges. And but there again, you've got to give Zach Swanson time.
Double tight end set, back to throw on play action. Swanson has time, able to set his feet. He wants the deep ball. Intended out there for Anderson, and it's overthrown with the wind. Molt was back there in coverage. Looks like he's okay as he's back out on the field after being injured on that kick return to start the second half. So this will set up 3rd and long. So, boy, when the Knights kind of get out of rhythm on the down and distance, they have to start going away from what they want to do. So when they can't get on schedule and get that 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5.
But you know what was positive there? Zach had time to drop back, set his feet, and threw a nice ball.
Really the first time he's had time to actually set his feet and try to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, Dylan Benamarito was streaking down the right side, and he just overthrew him a little bit. Zach threw a nice spiral.
3rd and 12. They'll bring Anderson in motion, pitch it out to him. He has to cut it up inside. Good job out there by Carson Bloom from that left defensive end spot, forcing Anderson to cut it inside immediately where there was help from the linebackers. But credit that play. He won't get the tackle, Carson Bloom, but from that left defensive end spot, he got out there, set that edge, and forced Anderson to cut it inside immediately, and he loses a yard to where it's 3rd and 13.
4th and 13.
4th and 13, correct. Thank you.
4th and 13.
Ball at the 32.5-yard line. They need just inside the 20 for a first down. 6:20 to go in the third, trailing 33-0. Knights will spread it out. First time we've seen the double twins formation tonight for North Central, a formation they scored a lot of points out of, and then the snap is way past Swanson. He'll have to run it down back at the Knight 30-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 13 yards and put the Knights back into punt formation. That was a bullet snap that was
a rocket.
Yeah, nowhere near where Zach could get a hold of it. And they'll mark it at the 31. And now we'll have a turnover on downs on that 4th and 13 play. So a tough break for the Knights. And now Riverside with a score can get us to a running clock scenario. They'll take over at the Knight 31-yard line. 5:55 to go in the third. It's 33-0. Riverside with the lead and the football. They'll send twins to the near side of the formation. Caraher will go to the shotgun and have Molt to his right. Now the referee coming over to talk. It looks like we're going to have something maybe with the clock. See what we got. 6 minutes. They're going to add some time to the third quarter clock. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And that is ready to go. You're getting the look over here, Steve, from the other Steve. All good?
At least this Steve didn't get scolded.
First and 10 Riverside, and this snap is missing.
Knights are on it.
I believe they do. This was a poor snap that Caraher couldn't handle, and it was Bo Wiebelhaus that gets the fumble recovery. Bo Wiebelhaus recovers the fumble for the Knights. First turnover of the game, and that was on a poor snap, and Caraher was just able to get a hand on it, but it shot the ball back forward, and there was pressure up the middle from Wiebelhaus, and he was able to just recognize that the ball was free, and he fell on it with 6:07 to go here in the third. So good job by the Knights, and they'll hand it to Wiebelhaus straight ahead. He runs over a linebacker and fights forward for another 2 or 3 yards into Riverside territory. Good hard run by Bo Wiebelhaus, and that was Luke Leslie, the 155-pound linebacker that's coming up adjusting his face mask after he took the brunt of an angry number 32 on that run up the middle. It'll be good for about 6 yards on first down for Wiebelhaus and set up 2nd and 4, see if the Knights can take advantage of the game's first turnover.
Bo Wiebelhaus had a nice ball game offensively.
Bo had 4 carries for 13 yards in the first half, 2 carries for 15 yards here in the third quarter. 2nd and 4, they'll hand it again. This ball's on the ground. Anderson can't get the handoff as pressure was in immediately from Isaac Leslie, and the fumble was recovered, I believe, by Clayton Kleffner. So the Knights give it right back on 2 plays on a fumble. So Kleffner recovers the fumble for the Chargers, and it will be first down Riverside at the 39-yard line. So no turnovers in the first half, Steve, and we've had 2 on 3 plays. Back to throw, Caraher looking deep for Bloom. Can't run underneath that one. Good coverage back there for the Knights by Dylan Benamarito. And the throw into the wind kind of hung up along that far near sideline on the deep post route. And it will be 2nd and 10 as Riverside tried to go quickly on that turnover.
Boy, and it does not take Bloom very long to get 25, 30 yards down the field.
And you're right. They just kind of throw it up and let him run underneath it. They throw it to where he's going to be.
Yeah, just throw it up there. Let him run to it.
2nd and 10. Caraher bobbles another snap, and he's swarmed under Jackson Halleck in there to take him down along with Bo Wiebelhaus, and that snap was kind of up by the upper left shoulder of Caraher, and by the time he was able to get it after bobbling it, he had nowhere to go.
You know,
as Halleck from the left defensive end spot and Wiebelhaus from the linebacker spot were in there to converge on a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Jackson Halleck has caused a lot of havoc in there.
He has been very good. We called his name a lot in that first half from the left defensive end spot. He's one player, the young player that Coach Ryan Ritchie really talked about in the pregame on how well he'd been playing for this North Central team. They run the option outside. Pruitt trying to get the edge, but instead it's down the line. He gets that edge, and he is gone.
Just
Looks like 43 yards for the touchdown as they set that edge on Halleck, and then Pruitt trying to get over there. A blocker got to him, and Molt just got that far, the edge on the near sideline around the right side of the offense, and when he got the edge, he was gone. Pruitt, the last line of defense, and Molt goes for 43 yards and a score to make it 39-0 with the extra point pending and getting us to that running clock scenario.
Yeah, and again, Greg, you know, we talk about how Bloom can get down the field so fast. Molt, once he turns a corner.
They fake the extra point, and the pass from Caraher is good into the hands of Dane Schulk for the 2-point conversion to make it 41-0. Riverside gets the score on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, leads at 41-0 with 4:31 to go in the third. We will have a running clock when we come back here on KBRB.
Take control of tax season with the trusted local professionals at Bounce Books and more in Springview. Personal, business, and agricultural services available, and much more. Call the local experts at Best Books and More, 402-497-2724.
West Plains Bank of Ainsworth and Springview values each customer. They strive to offer you the financial products and services to help you accomplish your life's goals. West Plains Bank, Ainsworth and Springview, member FDIC.
Your irrigation system needs are met locally by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett. Perfect Valley is your Valley Center Pivot dealer. They don't just sell you a Valley system. They give you the service you have come to expect from Perfect Valley Bassett.
Well, Steve, North Central's defenses look pretty good at times, and then they get beat on an edge play and give up those chunk plays.
Yeah, they give up the big play and so forth. And, like you said, they've looked good at times, but, boy, you just can't give up those big plays like that. But, boy, when you're up against speed and
more speed.
Yeah.
Speed, and more speed.
Oh, my
Boy,
goodness.
Speed for days.
Yeah, you can only contain it so long.
A good end-over-end kick into the wind is into the end zone.
Boy, and he blasted
Wesley
that into
just
the end zone.
Hammered that into the wind, although the wind has kind of died down just a little bit out of the north. So the Knights will take over at their 15. The clock running now with the lead at 41 points. North Central, of course, in the NSAA, when you get over 35 points into the second half at any point, the clock runs. That means the clock will run on out-of-bounds plays. The clock will run on incompletions. And unless the team can score and get it back under 35, in which case you go back to normal operation.
Mm-hmm. I think the only time it stops is on change of possession or timeouts.
Yep, Knights will go with the double tight end set. They hand it to the second back through. And not much there. Running straight ahead. I think it was Anderson that had the carry. Knights have somebody a little slow to get up, and looks like he is okay. Young man Cade Wiest, a freshman, out there, and he's going to come out of the game. As in will come Kip Leonard, a sophomore. So the Knights getting some different players out there. See Chase Gawecki, a junior out there at one of the offensive spots for the Knights. Quickly 3:20 to go as Anderson no gain on first down. We'll set up second and 10 for North Central. They stay in the double tight end formation. Backs are in the eye. Swanson tries to hand it to the fullback. The ball is loose. Not sure he ever got the handoff cleanly. Who's got it? I think North Central got on the football. Jackson Halleck recovers the fumble after basically a yard or two gain out to the 17. So that will set up 3rd and 8 for the Knights.
We're seeing a few more substitutions for the Chargers. I saw Bloom and Molt came out.
Yep. So they are making a few changes. We're seeing out there for the first time, got a number 52 who I do not have on my roster, unfortunately, for Riverside. Also seeing Andrew Crick back out there, 34. Have Caden Caraher, the senior, out there at the defensive back spot, along with Nicholas Berger. Under center, Swanson back to throw, has time, looking deep. The pass knocked away and then nearly caught on the ricochet.
Almost.
Good play by Crick out there. They were looking, I believe, for Benamarito.
Yeah, he almost stuck with it and made the catch.
So that will be an incompletion and set up 4th and 8. Clock winds with under 2 minutes to go here in the third, and the Knights will go into punt formation with Bo Wiebelhaus. So it looks like a 3 and out for North Central. It will be Crick going back into punt receive formation for the Chargers at the 34-yard line. Wiebelhaus gets the snap. This one nearly got blocked. Wiebelhaus got it away, but it's a high punt that all he could do to get a leg on it without it getting blocked. He almost had to kick it underneath the oncoming rusher, and it will be covered up at the North Central 25-yard line. Just pretty good for Bo to even be able to get that one away, as he had somebody almost take that one off his foot. That's about the 4th time Riverside's gotten pressure, and Bo's been able to somehow get the punt away every time.
I can't believe they haven't gotten a hand on one yet.
So it will be first down Riverside at the North Central 25-yard line. Caraher out there at quarterback with Crick in the backfield. They'll pitch it to him on the option. Crick working left, cuts it up inside. Nice hard run, has nearly a first down. before he's taken down by Bo Weebelhouse once again. And Crick should have a first down to the 15. He'll pick up 10 more. Andrew Crick. That is the 12th first down for Riverside in the ball game, but they've had some big plays offensively. 10 more for Crick. He's had a nice ball game. He is over 70 yards rushing on the evening. 53 yards for Molt, including a 43-yard touchdown here in the third quarter. First and 10, Riverside at the North Central 15, trying to build on a 41-0 lead. They run the option to the right. Pitch to Crick. They force him back inside. Good
Jackson
play.
Halleck again.
Good play by Pruitt to force Crick back inside into the pursuit where Halleck was able to make the play, but give credit to Pruitt getting out there on the edge and forcing Crick to try to cut that one back up inside where help was waiting. Just a 1-yard gain as Halleck pursued nicely. Tell you what, Jackson has played a good ball game from that left defensive end spot. And we're going to have a timeout on into the third quarter. It just comes so quickly with that running clock. That takes us to the end of 3. Riverside adds to its lead with a 14-point third quarter and now leads 41-0 with 12 minutes to go on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. We're back to Rock County High School after this timeout.
Meals come together with ease and freshness when you shop at Homeland Grocery in Springview. Save money on low prices every day on lean cuts of meat, the freshest produce, plus select quality dairy. Canned and boxed goods for your family at your locally owned Homeland Grocery in Springview, proud to support the North Central Knights.
Circle B Livestock of Bassett offers a complete line of livestock needs, from feed to pharmaceuticals to livestock handling equipment. Make one stop for all your farm and ranch needs. Stop at Circle B Livestock. They are the livestock producer's friend in Bassett. From concept to completion, Halleck Construction, Scott Halleck, specializes in steel buildings, custom-built homes, additions, kitchens and bathrooms, drywall, window replacement, siding, and more. When it's time for improvements, call on Halleck Construction of Springview.
Do you know who the biggest North Central Knight fans are? Well, it's the gals at the Springview Herald, that's who. Subscribe today for one low cost and catch up on all things North Central Knights, plus so much more. The Springview Herald, proud supporter of the North Central Knights.
Big thanks to all of our North Central sportscasters. We just have great support from Rock and Kippahaw counties, bringing you night sports throughout the fall and winter seasons. Very appreciative of all the folks who make North Central athletics a part of their advertising campaign. As we start off the fourth quarter with a pitch to Crick, working to the left, gets around the corner, and he's in for his third touchdown of the game. This one, we got a flag out on the far side of the field. Let's check that out. That flag came out late. I don't know if that was after the play.
That's clear over on the opposite side of the field.
It would be a 14-yard touchdown if it stands. Let's see what we have as the flag over on the far side, well away from the play that came over here to the near side. And let's get the official word from the White Hat, the unsportsmanlike against Riverside. We'll see if the touchdown is good. It does look like they're going to count the touchdown, and maybe it was after the play. So they will go ahead with the touchdown from 14 yards for Crick, and it will be penalized, I believe, on the ensuing kickoff. Is that correct? We do have the points on the board.
Well, they haven't marched anything off.
Yeah, they've got the down markers on the ground, so I think they will be going to an extra point try, and then they will go with the penalty on the kickoff. So looks like, what are we doing here? We're going to line up to go for 2, and they're going to hand it to big fella. Lozano.
Nobody
wants a direct snap, and look at that.
Man, is he excited. Look at this.
Don't get in his way. If he runs off, he's going to knock over his own teammates. Lozano has the 2-point run as that touchdown from Crick is his 4th of the game, 2nd of the half. Andrew Crick has a nice ball game going, 14-yard touchdown run. Andrew Crick comes with 10:46 to play, and that makes your score 49-0 Riverside. So that's our Tri-County Bank scoreboard. We're back with more from Rock County High School after this.
The whistle stop offers offers floral arrangements and gift items for any occasion. Fresh flowers and silks, plants, bouquets, sprays, and arrangements. Let the Whistle Stop in Bassett make it a memorable occasion with one of their unique creations.
Buying or selling livestock is made much easier when you buy and sell with Bassett Livestock Auction. Remember, sale day is each Wednesday, so make plans to attend or call to consign your livestock. Bassett Livestock Auction. Bassett.
Well, we're back here on KBRB FM 92, KBRB.net. All Riverside as the Chargers are going to go to 3-1 and have already completed here on the 8th of September half of their regular season. Boy, we don't think of football even coming anywhere near to the second half of the season until October. But we're on September 8th, and Riverside has already played half of its 8-game regular season, and they are dominating this one 49-0 over the young North Central Knights. The kickoff will come from the 15-yard line, just a low bomb, and it's coming down to Pruitt at the 15. Pruitt with a head of steam, and he is hit and fights forward out to the 35-yard line, still running hard. Gavin Pruitt on that kick return. So North Central will get the football. 10.5 minutes remaining in the game with a running clock here at 49-0. Well, it was Ainsworth sweeping the triangular across the street at Rock County High School, winning over Chambers Wheeler Central and winning over North Central in 3 sets, knocked off CWC in 2 sets. North Central won the first match of the triangular over CWC in 2 sets before losing to Ainsworth in 3. So there you go. It is North Central with the football once again, looking for their first points. They will hand it to Anderson, makes a nice move inside, and then still fighting forward with 2 or 3 Chargers draped onto him. Branson will pick up about 3 yards to the 38-yard line.
Good tough run by Branson.
They're still playing hard. You know
Absolutely.
what? For Coach Rich, he's had a lot of success here for North Central over the years, and you know, a guy that can really motivate his team. And you know what? You just have to have different goals when you got a young team like this. And you know, you tell those young kids, boys, we may take our licks this year with a lot of sophomores out there on the field, but know this, as we get better and think about your sophomore season when you're seniors and you're the one ready to do the pounding on some other teams, and, you know, you're going to take your lumps now, but remember it and work hard, and by the time you're juniors and seniors, it starts to go the other way. Good run straight ahead. Bo Weeblehouse has a first down and into
32 Weeblehouse.
Charger territory at the 34-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 9 for Weeblehouse. He's had a nice two-way game.
He gets a head of steam going. He's tough to bring down.
Yeah, they hand it to him just right there on that fullback dive, and if he doesn't get hit immediately and is allowed to get the legs churning a little bit, he's tough to bring down. Good addition to this North Central program at the 34-yard line of the Chargers. First down Knights. That, Steve, by my count, is the 5th first down of the game for North Central. It's just been a struggle. They had 3 first downs in the first half. That's their second here in the second half, but they get a new set of downs. Football at the 34 of the Chargers. 8.5 minutes to go. 49-0. Riverside, North Central. Under center will turn, will hand it off, and hit immediately. A good play in there being made by, I believe that is Carter Keene, one of the backups in, a sophomore from defensive end spot. He will stop Anderson for a loss of 1.
Brought down by number 23.
Second down at the 35-yard line of the Chargers. Well, North Central will take on an undefeated Plainview team next week here in Bassett.
Another Thursday night game, if I remember
it is,
right.
and
Once again,
Weeblehouse, and he, boy, makes that first tackler. He punishes that first tackler, sticking his nose in there. Carter Keene, he took the worst of that one, as Weeblehouse will pick up 9 yards and set up 3rd and 2. So Bo starting to get a little work inside. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Knights. Football at the 26-yard line. They need the 24 of the Chargers for a first down with 7:15 to go in the game. Double tight end set. Backs are in the eye as they have been all game. They hand it to Bo again, straight ahead. They try to take his legs out and now get him upended. Maybe about a yard short of the first down. He needed 2. I think he got 1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 4th and real short.
Yeah, probably no reason to do anything other than hand it to the big fella again and let him try to get that yard you need.
Oh, I think so.
Boy, they've got another big guy in at nose, replacing Lozano.
Boy, that is a man out there.
Lozano still tired from celebrating that 2-point run where he did a 4.4-yard, 40-yard dash coming off of the that 2-point run.
And everybody got out of his way.
Yeah, that's right. 4th and 1, he was ready to celebrate. Swanson under center, and we'll hand it to Weeblehouse fighting forward. He's very close. I think he might be a little short.
I think so, John.
Swanson bobbled the snap just a little bit and was kind of late sticking it into the belly of Weeblehouse, and he's going to come up shy of the first down. So it will go back to the Chargers at the 25-yard line. You know, Steve, you've worked a lot with some of these younger kids, maybe not in football, but in several things. You know, if you're Ryan Ritchie and you know, okay, we're going to be 0-3, really struggling to score points, you know, how do you keep the team motivated, keep them going in practice? I know you just try to work on little things to get better each week, but, you know, it's got to be tough for a team that's used to being competitive in every game.
Sure it is. But, you know, for every everything that you identify that you need to work on, find 2 positive things that they did. You know, you just can't beat kids down.
Sure.
And expect to get the best out of them. You know, if you're outmanned, the only thing you can ask of your kids is to play to their potential.
Play hard. Yep.
And if their potential is 30 or 35 point loss, then so be it. But you know, I like what I'm seeing from these kids. They're not laying down.
No, they're still running hard, even down 49.
They're still playing, and they're beat up. You know, they've lost a couple of their key players tonight.
Yeah,
they have
Craven and Tate Miller went out in the first half. Right?
Yeah, they haven't seen the field, and these kids are still playing hard. But you know, for every one thing that you criticize, find 2 things that they did positive. And you know, there was a gentleman that I used to have have a lot of respect for. He always said, you know what, you can beat them up, but always stand them up at the end of the day.
Build them up. That's right.
Beat them up, but you know, not beat them up, but build them up.
They will hand it to the second back through and getting around the end. There's another runner. This one is Larry Diesner, a freshman, and he is going to take it 55 yards. How about that? Hey, we've got speed for days, and then we'll bring on our second unit and show you some more speed. But we do have a flag back at about the midfield stripe, or just past midfield on the north central side, so hold up. It would be a 55-yard touchdown for the freshman if it stands. But let's see what we have here as we await the call.
He got the corner. Jackson Kozad was in hot pursuit, but just couldn't run him down.
So let's check the flag that's at the north central 38. We've got the touchdown good, and then we've got a personal foul against North Central. So that will stand, the 55-yard touchdown by freshman Larry Diesner. 55 yards for the score. That's going to add to the offensive total for the Chargers, and the lead increases to 55-0. And then we had a personal foul behind the play against North Central that will cost the Knights 15 on the kickoff. That is only their first penalty of the second half and third for the game. You know, penalties were something that North Central really battled when they were, winning a lot of games. They were constantly getting flagged 8 to 10 plus times a game. And so nice to see that the Knights have really cleaned that up here. Now they'll go to the backup kicker. This kick is down, and that one hits the crossbar just short. That one, number 13, I am sorry. I do not have him on my Riverside roster. So the kick no good. 5:26 to go in the game. We'll take a timeout. Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Riverside 55, North Central nothing.
Stretch your hay supply with Brad Fox Grinding. Grinding hay is one of the most efficient ways to feed hay or other forages to livestock. Brad Fox provides on-site forage and grain grinding service to those who wish to make the most efficient, economical use of their available feedstuff. Call Brad Fox today to schedule a time to stop and grind. For reliable, dependable hay grinding service, call on Brad Fox Grinding of O'Neill. Phone 402-340-4038.
Tires you deserve from people you can trust. At Rock County Tire, their sales and service team go above and beyond
to help you with your tire needs. For complete tire service from start to finish, call on Rock County Tire in Bassett. Phone 402-684-2200.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motors, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
And we welcome you back here on KBRB, FM 92. Greg Kinsey, Steve Camp bringing you the call of this Class D1 matchup between Riverside and North Central. The Chargers about to go to 3-1 and send the Knights to 0-3. North Central next week will be home to Plainview, a team that's off to a 2-0 start. We'll have that one on KBRB next Thursday. For Riverside, they get a big matchup with an undefeated Nebraska Christian team next week, and then they'll take on Arcadia Loop City, who has a win over this North Central team before they get a bye week, and finish off with Pleasanton and Ravenna. Ravenna, a 2-0 start, and that's the final game of the year for Riverside. So North Central, after the kick into the end zone following the 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Knights, it was walked off on the kick. North Central will get the football at the 15-yard line, 5:26 remaining, and it is 55-0. Riverside leading the Knights. The clock will wind in this running clock scenario, and North Central will have the football. Got too many players on the field with the backups, and a timeout going to be taken by Coach Velasic as he tries to get some of that second unit. Looks like, Steve, good numbers for this Riverside team. We don't have everybody on the roster listed here on our program,
Well, there's
but
20
they've got quite a few kids.
Yeah, I think 27 are listed, but I believe they have 30 kids out for football.
Yeah, so it's good numbers in D1 for this Riverside program. And of course, they folded in Spalding Academy, Riverside, Cedar Rapids, and Spalding High, and now have folded in the Spalding Academy athletes into that program. Spalding Academy was playing six-man football and doing it pretty successfully. They had a Deesner at Spalding Academy who was really fun to watch a couple years ago, and we had the Shamrocks taking on Stewart. They had some speed there, so that part of the state's growing some speed. This Riverside team has got some burners, so look forward to seeing them on the basketball floor as well. So we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one here on KBRB.
Get the line you've always dreamed of with K-Line. Daniel and Matt will make sure your line gets exactly the treatments it needs, exactly when it needs them, all season long. Having a beautiful lawn is easy and affordable with K-Line of Bassett, 402-684-3557.
Three River Communications strives to better serve their customers of North Central Nebraska with the latest fiber technology, offering up to 1 gig internet speed, high-definition cable TV, and local and long-distance telephone service. Three River Communications, your local service provider.
And North Central loses the loses the snap, and falling on, I believe it's a backup quarterback in. It is a backup quarterback for the Knights. Looks like Zach Wiebelhaus, a freshman, that gets the snap, and he'll have to fall on that for no gain on the play. So the clock inside 5 minutes on this next North Central snap. We'll try to catch up with Coach Ritchie after the game in our post-game show on KBRB, and get his perspective on this young team and how he plans to keep moving forward with this squad. They're going to fall to 0-3 and maybe be shut out for the second time in as many games, and gave up a big number to Ainsworth in Week 1, but want to try to see him continue to make some improvements. Wiebelhaus will pitch it outside, cutting up field on a nice hard run for the Knights.
It was a nice run.
That, I believe, was Atwood Albright, a freshman. Atwood getting the carry. And he'll pick up a couple yards.
Watching Cade Weist there at center, taking on that massive humanity, that number 93 from Riverside. He just came out now.
But still, 54 is a big feller in there, too.
I don't
have some of these Riverside kids listed
we don't
at
have
all.
93, but...
And we don't have 54 listed, another big kid there at nose.
But I'm telling you what, if that Lozano 58 is 2 1/4, this guy is...
a little bit more than that.
He's at least 226.
He's a few pancakes better.
Holy
Another
mackerel.
fumbled snap, and falling on it again is... Wiebelhaus, so it'll be no gain, and it'll set up 4th and 8 for the Knights. Inside 3.5 on this next snap. 4th and 8 for North Central. See if they just keep the offensive unit out there on a 4th and 8 play. Football resting at, it looks like, the 17 for North Central. And let's see, what are we going to have? Knights have not broke the huddle yet. They're going to probably just wait and call a timeout here, would be my guess, with 3:10 and counting. Coach Ritchie going to let the clock wind down before he takes this with this timeout here. And we're going to take a break as well while they count down to this timeout here on your Tri-County Bank scoreboard. 55-0 Riverside. Stay tuned tomorrow morning on KBRB. We'll recap volleyball scores from around the area. We will also bring you results from the Boyd County Cross Country Meet, where North Central, West Holt, and Stewart participated today. Boy, they ran that at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
No. They ran
it
this
morning?
morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
they did not. Well, they didn't tell me that they had moved that up. I was hoping they did like they did last week for Ainsworth when they moved it up to a 10 o'clock start. But I just kept thinking when I saw those results come in, boy, did they run that at 105 this afternoon. But good if they did run that this morning anyway. So we'll get your results from that meet on the Butte Golf Course this morning with North Central, West Holt, and Stewart runners participating. So it's going to be a busy day on the news, recapping some of the Thursday sports here on KBRB. Volleyball triangular across the road as North Central and Ainsworth competed in a triangular with CWC. Ainsworth goes 2-0 with a 3-set win over the Knights to cap things off after both teams swept CWC in the first 2 matches. Ainsworth and North Central, another good matchup, and the Bulldogs down by 9 points in the third set, come from behind to win that third 25-20. Good volleyball tonight on KBRB. Cody Gucci and Connie Lentz had the call. Cody will be with Shane Kinnick tomorrow night for Ainsworth football against Burwell, while we have a doubleheader. Steve and I will be off to Stewart for the Broncos and Cody Kilgore in an afternoon game, followed by West Holt and O'Neill tomorrow night. All 4 of our area football teams featured this week on KBRB. Knights will go into punt formation. Weeblehouse gets it away. Another beautiful punt. High punt that comes down at the 35-yard line. The Chargers get away from it. Takes a North Central bounce to about the 33, but we'll see. They touch it at about the 35 initially.
Yeah, I think Jackson Halleck got a hand on it there.
They'll mark it at the 36, so we'll see what Riverside does with some of the backups in the final 2.5 minutes of this one with a winding clock. And 55-0 is your score. So tomorrow, Stewart at 0-1 after a loss to a very good Sumner Eddyville Miller team will take on defending state champ Cody Kilgore, who was 1-1 coming off a loss to a pretty good Arthur County team in 6-man last week. So we'll have that one in the afternoon. And then 0-2 West Holt taking on 1-1 O'Neill tomorrow night. And there is Diesner. He's hit from behind and dropped after a short game, and then looked like somebody hit him late potentially for the Knights. It was making that tackle for North Central. It was Chase Gawecki in there, dropping Diesner for a 1-yard gain, but then a personal foul late hit on the Knights is going to cost North Central 15 and a Riverside first down. So we'll tack that one on. 15-yard penalty for the Knights.
15-yard penalty.
So Diesner's per carry average just went down substantially from that 55-yard touchdown. Picked up 1 there, but then gets 15 added on with 1:49 remaining. And Riverside with the football at the North Central 29-yard line. So Riverside does have the backups in. I believe it's Trevor Caraher, who is the backup quarterback. He's going to keep it around the left side. He's got some speed down the line. He's buried out of bounds. Good play made by the Knights. That's Atwood Albright.
Atwood Albright,
getting out there. But that is Trevor Caraher with a nice run. And he'll take that down to the 11-yard line. That is going to be a pickup of 21 yards. And it's another first down for Riverside. Their 16th of the game. North Central with 5. We're in our final minute. Time for a couple more plays here for the Chargers. Football just outside the 10-yard line as they enter the West Plains back zone, and they look like they will down it here. Go into victory formation. Good job, classy play by Coach Velasic. He's got the backups out there, but not going to try to put more points on the board. So losing a yard will be Trevor Caraher. So Drew and Trevor both listed as sophomores at 145 pounds. Trevor, the starter, Drew in now, takes a knee, and that should do it for this 8-man matchup here on a Thursday night, as that should be your ball game. 55-0 will be your final score on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Riverside scores in each quarter, and they pitch a shutout, and they win it 55-0 over the North Central Knights to improve to 3-1. The Knights fall to 0-3 on the season. We'll come back with our end-of-the-game summary and post-game show after these messages on KBRB.
Year after year, you can rely on the approachable team at Rock County Agronomy Service. They're your one-stop shop for all your ag needs, chemical, fertilizer, and propane, always backed